Hey guys, who's all here? How's everybody doing tonight? Hey Laura, hi Green Eye Girl. How are you guys? Oh, there's all kinds of comments. Lisa, Spicy Pizza, Tiana, Miscellaneous, Double Mint, Wishing to be Famous, Hazakia. I probably said your name all wrong. I can say your last name, Duckworthy. Witchy Winnie, Michelle, Tia. Hey everyone, how are you guys? Let's see. Shack to Jack, Poisonous Paradox, B. Hello, hello. So we're gonna just do like a laid back stream tonight. I noticed that Katie was coming at Emily again, and then I wanted to watch her Q&A. And then one of my subscribers recommended a video about Clark Swanson and Katie Joy, so I wanted to watch that video as well. So I got a lot planned tonight, and I got everything ready. So hopefully all goes well. Hey Jamal, you changed your name, the Dark Magician. I like that. I like that. I can say Hez. Okay, cool. Cool. I will say that then from now on. Lisa, Susan, Laugh Through Live, Russia Bunny. I'm Russia Bunny. I came from Mike and Actor channel. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. J Cat. Stephanie. Hey, hey. What? Who went after? Who? Katie did? Katie did? Went after Mandapants? Why was Katie in Mandapants' live chat? I thought she didn't go on channels that make videos about her. Been wondering what she's been saying since the dismissal. Yeah. I think she thinks she's out of I think she thinks nothing else is gonna happen, but I just don't think that Tati's gonna not refile it. Oh, we're also gonna watch a part of Unirocks video because I haven't watched the part where he talks about this, but he said this isn't the first time that Katie's been in a lawsuit, so I wanted to watch that as well. Hey, Mike and Actor, how are you? I loved your video earlier. It was awesome. I was furious today as well. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Because she's a troll. That was funny. Where did that go? I'm good. I've calmed down. LOL. Yeah. I know. I have been very mad about the situation myself. I was so mad the other night when I was streaming and everything else, and I just don't like what's going on at all with Trisha, Ethan, that reporter. It's just not cool at all. At all. I'm glad you're calmed down now. I don't think I've ever seen you that mad, Mike. Let's see here. Where was that other comment at? Oh, Stephanie. She goes, because she's a troll. No wonder she likes Trisha so much. She takes after her. That's funny. Which reporter? Reporter for Insider. Her name is Kat. Her last name starts with a T. I can't remember what her last name is. But she works for the Insider. She just put out the article about David Dobrik. And I don't know. They all seem like they're working together in some way. Kat and all these drama channels, Trisha. It's just weird. I know. I was literally shaking the other night. Like when I seen Trisha like I said in your comments, when I seen Trisha on her Instagram stories urging victims to come into her DMs and talk to reporters, it's like, what is happening here? Seriously, what is happening here? You don't instruct SA victims to go into your DMs and go to reporters instead of going to the cops. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Hi, Diana. How are you? Let's see. Yeah, it's horrifying for sure. Absolutely horrifying. Can't deal right now with it all. It like gets worse every single day too. What's wrong, green-eyed girl? You're not okay? Or you're just not okay with the situation we're talking about? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing a lot better than I was the other night. I was pretty mad the other night when I streamed. It was frustrating. Very frustrating. Yeah, the situation. I agree. The whole situation is just the whole situation surrounding David Dobrik. It's just, I had a feeling the situation was going to get out of control as soon as the Seth situation happened. And I didn't know it would get to this level, but I knew it would get to a pretty bad level because I've just been paying really close attention to the whole situation for the past like month or two or however long it's been going on, and just what I've seen going on. I don't like what I'm seeing at all. And the whole thing with what happened with Shane and all of that stuff, like that whole situation was very weird. It seemed very calculated. And then it transitioned into David because everybody likes Trisha now, because of the whole Shane situation. So it's like everybody's thinking she tells the truth about everything when there's literally like videos everywhere of her contradicting herself constantly. So I just knew this situation was going to get out of control. And the more and more people go along with what Trisha's doing and how she's acting, the more out of control things are going to get. So it's just upsetting. Hey, Alabama, y'all. How are you? Russia Bunny says we should meditate. I've never meditated before, ever. I hear it's relaxing. I need to do something like that. All right, you guys, let's get into the tweets. The tweets first. Hi, Stick, your 45 line page number Brown. That is a, wait, hang on. That is a long username. How are you? How are you? That's a tongue twister. I speculate that turning on Shane was a calculated move that paid off to lend more credence to her attacking the blog squad. I know, I think so too. I think so too, because it's like right after all that happened, she started really going on David Dobrik. Now, if anybody's in here that doesn't know me on a regular basis, I'm not saying like the allegations against David Dobrik are true or false. I'm just saying the whole situation it's just not good from all angles at all. But yeah, I agree with you, Mike and Actor, for sure. For sure. Hi, Cluttered Like My Head. How are you? Hi, King. How are you? How are you? Okay, so we're gonna get into these tweets. Let me put this. And you know what, you guys? I got YouTube Premium. No more ads in my streams. No more ads in my streams. The allegations don't even enter into ethical discussion. I agree. I agree. I agree. I'm shocked Trisha doesn't have a Reddit page with all of her nonsense. I'm shocked she doesn't either, because she gets into a lot of drama. Just like a lot. No, you're fine, Mike and Actor. It's all an open discussion about whatever. We can talk about whatever. You're not interrupting nothing. Hey, Chanel, how are you? How are you? Alabama, y'all. All right, let's get into these tweets. I want to, there's another streaming, like, I think it's called, what is it called? Streamlabs. Streamlabs. I really want to learn how to use Streamlabs because it looks so much more organized when you stream. And you can like set up screens to like make it easier to transition between things. So I really want to learn how to use that, but I downloaded it the other day and it looked really, really complicated. But I'm hoping next time I stream, I can possibly know that program to stream on, because it's like you can put all kinds of pretty backgrounds and all kinds of cool stuff. And it has a lot more capability than StreamYard. So hopefully next time I stream, I can learn that thing. All right. So, you know, one thing I thought was funny on her Twitter, she shared my video. This is my video. She's like coming after Dustin Daily, which, I mean, you guys know my feelings on Dustin Daily, but I just thought it was funny she shared my video about him. She's like coming after all kinds. Why does her Twitter say this? This profile may include potentially sensitive content. What the hell's up with that? I've never clicked on a profile and it said that. That's weird. But anyways, I just thought it was funny that she shared my Dustin Daily video. That's like the second video I've caught of her watching of mine. I'm sure she's watched my videos on her too, even though she said she doesn't watch other people's channels' videos on her. Okay, so if you don't know what's going on with Katie, if you haven't heard, because I mean it's literally everywhere, she just got the lawsuit dismissed out of court with Tati, and they dismissed it based on jurisdiction. So that means that the judge in Seattle didn't want to have the lawsuit in that city. So I think it has to be refiled. If Tati refiles, it has to be refiled in Minnesota. So right now in the present time, this was probably like 3 or 4 days ago. Tati has not refiled yet. I don't know if she is going to refile. I did see that I did see something, Michael Saltz, Tati's attorney, he liked a tweet saying something about refiling. So I don't know if that means, they haven't, they're going to refile it or not. I think they will, because I don't think Tati's going to back down from any of this. And I think Katie's getting a little too confident, because she's literally acting like she's out of hot water with this. And I don't know why she's acting like this, because Tati could literally refile tomorrow and they could use what she's doing against her. So she put out a bunch of tweets on March 17th, which was a couple days ago, about Emily. And you guys know that Emily D. Baker is the badass law attorney that has been covering this whole thing. And Katie has some sort of, she hates Emily. She's been coming after Emily since this whole thing started. So she mentioned Emily in her video when she went over the dismissal. She said that Emily has been making up, like she's been passing her opinions off as facts, basically saying that Emily's slandering her. And I just think what her problem is with Emily is Emily has grown a great deal off of this lawsuit, because people like to watch her. She breaks down documents that are really easy. It's really easy to understand for people that don't understand legal documents. That's why I like her videos, because I'm stupid when it comes to legal documents. So she explains them in a way that's easy to understand. And everybody's been watching her since this whole thing started. She had 7,000 people in her live chat the other day when she was going over the dismissal documents. And I just think that Katie has a problem with jealousy and other YouTubers growing, which it shouldn't be like that because we're all YouTubers. We should all be happy for each other. If one, gains a lot of subscribers, it's not a big deal. This isn't a competition. But I think because Katie had the Swanson lawsuit exclusive and this other lawsuit put a stop to her talking about this, I think that's one reason why she has such a big problem with Emily. So we're going to go through these tweets. Let's see here. What is the first one? So this is the first one that she dropped. It says the judge did not throw anything out because she didn't want to deal with it. The law was not met for jurisdiction, and every declaration was proven irrelevant to both claims of the case and jurisdiction. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I don't know what she's talking about there. I think she might be talking about the video that she made, the live stream. She had this one too. For the last time to anyone that needs to hear this, I am not under criminal investigation by the FBI. I am not facing any criminal charges, and I am not going to jail for anything. This is a false narrative that needs to stop. Why does she put thank you at the end? Why did she put thank you at the end of statements like that? Oh, Emily has TED Talk. Whoops. I gotcha. Thank you so much, Russia Bunny, for your super chat. Is it showing up on the screen? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. You're a chill person. Here, take my money. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yeah, we're chill over here. Definitely chill. But it's so funny when she does that, you guys. She does that at the end of a lot of her tweets that have some kind of statement like that. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. So we just read that one. Excuse me. And then she also said, Emily is a member of the bar. You can see that one, right? Okay. Emily is a member of the bar, and it's her ethical duty to treat counsel and officers of the court with respect. And she did not treat my attorney nor the judge respectfully with her audience, referring to our judge as Babs. You should always refer to her as judge, period. Are we in a courtroom talking about this on a YouTube video? I mean, I can understand if we're like in a courtroom and you have to refer to the judge, but Emily's literally on her channel and has no legal obligation to this lawsuit. That's just being really nitpicky. Really nitpicky. And then she said, I said it tonight and I'll say it again. Emily Baker is and continues to be biased. Oh my gosh. Why do you think she's biased? Seriously, why? You have threatened to sue her so many times. Literally so many times. You have threatened to sue her. And almost every other creator on this platform. Jesus. Believe the lies she spews and say she just read court records. Believe the lies she spews and say she just read court records. Oh, I get what she's saying. She was clear in her dislike for me. I wonder why. If you were threatening to sue me, I would dislike you a great deal too. And she said it as much on Twitter multiple times and mocked me. She helped create the clown emoji circus, I guess. And let's see here. That has nothing to do with it. And then she shares my video. And then she starts talking about Dustin and Nick. Newsflash, Dustin and Nick have always been this way. Why were people okay with Dustin and Nick's behavior when they targeted people they don't like? But when they go after people they like, then they are bad. What? They are both willing to push false narratives for their friends. Allegedly. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I agree more on Dustin's side than Nick's side, but I don't know. I feel like Dustin kind of runs things in their relationship, but I mean, I can kind of agree with that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Dustin. You guys know that now. Oh my God, somebody just gave me another super chat. Oh, Malibu, thank you so much. That's very, very generous. I appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate that. Tia said it was the law nerds that came up with the names. The names on the, like, the judge and stuff. I haven't watched Emily's channel in a long time. So I don't know what she means by Babs, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not like they're in court at all. That's ridiculous. Let's see. Did she say anything else? Oh, she said this too. After more than a year of constant harassment on Twitter, Twitter is finally removing accounts that have been harassing me. Did something recently change with their policies? I want to look at the comments on this. Oh my God, really? Wow, did they change their minds or did something else make them remove the accounts? Until she blocks you. The show more replies are usually. If it's like other internet personalities, then I'd say without a crystal ball blocks them, they make another account so they are gone, or just operating under another sock account, or people have been suspended for violating Twitter TOS. I mean, they probably just got removed if they're like sock accounts that have, like, they don't do anything but like constantly comment on people's threads. I don't know. I just feel like she's probably, that's really annoying. That stupid, like, warning. I don't know why she even commented to that. It's just kind of funny because she put that on there after she like went on her rant about Emily and, you know, this whole thing got dismissed and everything else. Whatever. Let's see. Let's see if she said anything else. Thank you so much, Tia. I appreciate your super chat. Brown is hitting his head. She needs her channel gone. I'm actually surprised she hasn't gotten in trouble at all for some of the stuff that she's done, because she's done some pretty shady stuff. But thank you so much, Tia, for your super chat. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see what else she said here, you guys. This looks like it's about sometimes it's more profitable to go with a lie than look for the truth. Sadly, when views and clicks drive your income, the truth doesn't always matter to some people. I'm grateful to those that did believe in me and didn't just go with what was profitable. Why is she talking like there's no chance of this getting refiled? Like she's acting like it got dismissed because like she proved that she wasn't defaming Tati. That's what she's acting like. I mean, I'm honestly surprised Tati hasn't refiled it yet, but you know, they may be like working some kind of strategy or something. I seriously think she's going to refile it. I don't see why she wouldn't. It just seems like a lot of unnecessary money if you don't refile it just to get it dismissed on jurisdiction. Whoops, I didn't mean to click on that. I gave a shout out to Uncivil Law for his take on the lawsuit. I would like to also state that Nate. So she just got done dragging Emily, and then she's like propping up the other channels, that the other lawyers that have been covering her lawsuit. I would also like to state that Nate Brody did a good job of sifting through the information to get the heart of the issues while ignoring the noise. It's not easy to go against popular opinion, but he did anyway. I don't know those channels, so I don't know enough to really comment on what she's saying there, but I just think she did that on purpose to throw shade at Emily. Let's see if she wrote anything else. Oh my god, she's like really standing Trisha Paytas right now. I just can't with her, man. And the rest are, I think the rest are like a lot of David Dobrik, Jason Nash. She's been tweeting like them, like about them like crazy, which isn't surprising because she's the type of channel to, go along with all this. Capitalize on a situation like this. Okay, so I think that's all the tweets. I think. I do want to read some of the replies underneath one of these Emily ones. Where did it go? And then I'll read some of your comments before we switch to something else, you guys. Oh, so she limited all the comments. Nobody can reply unless they follow her. Which isn't shocking because she does that a lot. She does that a lot. So the only comment on this thread is her. And apparently her followers don't agree with her. She don't have one damn comment under that. That's funny. That's really funny. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. And yeah. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, it's literally only her comments in these threads. That is so annoying. You have to click that every single time you go on back. Let's see what these people are saying. So did the one where she said that she's not under criminal investigation, somebody said, but you will be once you're but you will be once your case is taken to Minnesota. Where is all the stuff about criminal charges coming from? Does anybody know where that's coming from? I thought there was some other tweets about Emily because she said something about having like Emily's tweets screenshotted. Oh, wait. Ooh, here's a lot more. Here's more, you guys. Hang on. Hold on. I'm just trying to look through these real fast. Okay, let's look at these too. On March 15th, this was the day that it got dismissed. She says, case dismissed. I am very pleased that the court granted our motion to dismiss in the Tati and James Westbrook defamation lawsuit against me. Thank you for all of your support over the past several months. I'm grateful for today's decision and look forward to moving on. I don't think she thinks this is going to get refiled. And then there's her video. And then she also said, if any creators do care, I would truly think it would make Lori's life so much easier if videos about her would be removed. These I know caused her considerable to her mental health. What? I guess caused damage to her mental health. They were found not to be relevant to the case for jurisdiction. Thank you. But didn't her attorney like exploit the whole mental health thing about her? Why does she keep doing that? I'm gonna have to look into that further. I'm gonna be making another part to this whole series, and I'm gonna talk about the dismissal. I'm gonna talk about all this stuff, the tweets and stuff like that. So you guys are kind of researching with me tonight. And I'm also going to, go through like the video she posted, and then if there's anything good in that Q&A, that'll be in the video. So I'll be researching and we'll be doing a part, I don't know, what are we on, like part 7 of the Without a Crystal Ball series. I probably won't get too deep into all the declarations because like that's one reason I stopped making videos on it, because I was really getting fucking confused because of all of the declarations that were coming out. It just was, it was making my head spin. So I'll probably just kind of go over the dismissal. I'll probably touch a little bit on the Lori Ann stuff because it seems like that got pretty serious. And we'll just kind of go through all that stuff. So there will be a part 7 or 6, whatever we're on, coming soon on that. I got 2 videos coming out before that though. So just kind of keep that in mind. And the edited videos, they take me so long, you guys. So just be patient with me because there's just so much work that goes into them. Let's see here. So we just read that one, and then she goes on to say, many people are concerned about the legal future of the case. The case in Washington is dismissed. The declarations filed were not found to be relevant. I already read that one. To proving personal jurisdiction. What happens in the future, I cannot control. No matter what happens, I remain confident. Thanks. Crickets. Thanks. Crickets. Cue cricket sound. Let's see here. Is there anything? What is she talking about? Police were here again tonight. A woman admitted on Twitter to calling the authorities to report fraud. Police came today from reports of not having my child in school, forcing him to have a feeding tube, and misusing public funds, and child ABUSC, all unfounded. What? According to the police, the woman did not live in state and also didn't claim to know us. Because this is the second false report, they said we can consider pressing charges. This is what doxing looks like. It needs to stop. So all that happened on March 15th. Wow, that was an up and down roller coaster for her. How can they investigate that something that that fast? If the police came to her house that night and they reported that her child wasn't in school, forcing him to have a tube, misusing public funds, and child ABUSC, a cop wouldn't just come to your door. If somebody made a serious allegation like that and reported it, Child Protective Services would investigate it. There's no way. There's no way a police officer came and said, hey, this is what call we got, and that would be it. There's just no way. If somebody reported that much stuff, CPS would come in. And then she went on to say, not only are false reports a crime, tonight the police being here greatly upset my son. Why is she doing this? Who screamed and yelled. These repeated baseless threats are scaring my child and causing him trauma. We have a whole team helping us. He's in public school, and we have nurses. Leave us alone. Okay. It went from that. What time was that? That's at 2:42 p.m. to this. That is at 8:51 p.m. Okay. I mean, somebody might have called on her because they were mad the case got dismissed. I don't know. It's hard to believe anything she says because she does a lot of stuff for attention. She does a lot of stuff for attention. But, I mean, if anybody's calling CPS on her, you, like, don't need to like, don't do that. Just don't do that. I mean, unless there's something that's really alarming going on, do not call the police on her. That's just going way too far. Like, just give her criticism. Don't involve her child. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's hard to believe what she says. It's just weird because if somebody makes a report on you and it's serious like that, the police officer just ain't gonna come and say, "Hey, are you doing this?" and then leave and close the report and say, "Hey, you can file charges or you can press charges for the false reports." If somebody calls in a report, it's all anonymous. So I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Let me read some of your comments here. I'm just going on and on and on. Jennifer says, I doubt the call even happened. Like, how many times has she changed her story? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. This is what Mandapants Live was about. The people calling the authorities on her with her son, the CPS stuff. We'll have to check out the video. We'll go to the video here in a little bit and see if we can see. If she was really afraid of doxing calling the cops, and if it actually happens, you stay off the internet. Yeah. You don't announce something like that either. I mean, I don't know. I just take what she says with a grain of salt. You just cannot believe everything she says because she just does so much stuff for attention. She tried to say in her tweets about the cops that the cops were at her house. Like my first response to being interrogated would be, "Hey, Mr. Officer, please wait so I can tweet so I can tweet my followers." Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But I mean, yeah, I just don't understand that. I think KJ's afraid that CPS will come and in at some time. They have came. They've done a full investigation on her before. There is actual video that she did a live stream, and the video concerned me too because her husband came downstairs. She was on a live stream and she was streaming for hours. So she was on a live stream. Her husband came downstairs and he was really pissed off. And she asked him, she goes, "Did he go to sleep?" And he says, "I have been in that room for 10 hours. And then she's and then she puts the phone, the whatever she was streaming on, she puts it up to her chest and she's like, "Todd, no, stop." And then you can hear him yelling in the background, and then the camera's on her shirt. And then she don't end the stream either. You can hear muffled sounds. And then she takes the phone off of her chest, and then you can see Todd walking by the camera again. And then he goes upstairs or wherever her kid's room is. And then he starts yelling and screaming, go to bed. I don't know what else he said because it was all muffled. But when stuff like that happens online, people are going to be concerned. And she was acting like people were false reporting her. But when you do stuff like that online and you say, "I've been in that room for 10 hours after you ask your husband if your son's asleep," and then he's yelling and screaming and you can hear the kid upstairs crying, people are going to be concerned whether or not you're doing anything to your kid. So I don't know what she expected in that situation. And then she went on the next day and said that it was her dog that was in the room for 10 hours and her dog has anxiety and Todd had to stay in a room with the dog for 10 hours. Like, the shit did not make sense at all. So they did have like a full CPS investigation against her because somebody called CPS on her. And it's not shocking. You just can't do that stuff. You can't stream and people be concerned about your child's well-being. Now, whether or not anything happened, I don't know. But she was acting like it was such, like, oh my God, all these people are calling in these false allegations. But that's only normal for people to do that when you're talking about a kid being in a room for 10 hours and then you hear screaming and yelling. So, yeah. Anyways. So, yeah, she did get investigated. They closed the case, and then that was that. So, oh, Susan, thank you. Hi, everyone. So sorry for going late. Hey, no, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Her neighbors must be going crazy seeing the cops and CPS come all the time. Yeah, the cops came to her house. She's just in constant drama, like constant drama. Yeah, Becky, especially being in a room for 10 hours. Exactly. So I don't know what she expected in that situation. But if people are calling the cops and they don't have anything to go on, like they're calling the cops, they're calling CPS, and you don't have anything legitimate to be concerned about, I get the live, but don't call CPS on her unless you see something that's concerning, like seriously. CPS and other resources don't need to be wasted on like false, reporting. But like I said before, it's hard to trust anything she says. I just think it's funny that she did that the day that everything got dismissed. She also went on to say, trolls inserted themselves into my life. I received threats against me and my son. I can't imagine people were sending her son threats like that. That's terrible if that happened, but I just can't imagine people doing that. During this hate mob, there was never anyone looking at the other side, that maybe what I was saying about me wasn't true. Oh my God. It wasn't profitable for anyone to look at the truth. But your case got dismissed for jurisdiction. That's totally different for a case getting dismissed based on, the context of the actual lawsuit. Then she went on to say, I was falsely accused of perjury, criminal witness tampering, hacking, threatening witnesses, destruction of evidence, and using trolls to do my dirty work. None of these are true, and there was never evidence to support these claims. I had zero risk of arrest for any of that. There was a lot of hacking going on. That was really sketchy, man. But that's like really hard to prove where it came from. But it's just weird. All that hacking was going on. And granted, the hacking could have been from people that just wanted to see her go down. I'm just trying to be fair. But it was just weird how people were trying to hack into Tati's attorney and other people like Emily Baker. I think Creepshow said she got somebody that was trying to access her account at one point. There was a lot of stuff going on. And I think there's been stuff going on that I didn't even know about when I wasn't following this very closely. She also said, and I'm like, I really just kind of messed this all up in order because I didn't realize there was more tweets before the whole Emily thing. She goes, channels jumping on stories without doing any research nor investigating the claims. Katie, I did a whole investigative video on this. What are you talking about? I did a whole video where I compared the lawsuit to your actual clips. Like, you can't get more investigative than that video. That video was so hard to put together, but I showed everything that was in that lawsuit, that was cited in that lawsuit, and showed it. So what are you talking about? And everybody else reported on the same stuff around that time. If you're talking about the actual lawsuit, the actual first document, people read from the lawsuit. And I did a whole thing on that, and it matched up perfectly. The lawsuit matched up perfectly with the actual videos and tweets. Now, granted, there were some videos and tweets that you couldn't get because you scrubbed them, but for the most part, everything matched up. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, I didn't read the rest of it. While I was accused of being a liar, which I did not lie or defame anyone, many people ran with false allegations as truth against me. Make this make sense. Am I taking crazy pills here, you guys? Did this lawsuit not get dismissed for jurisdiction? What the fuck is she talking about? Like, what is she talking about? Like, it didn't get dismissed for proving that she didn't defame them. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Let's see here. Thank you to all the creators, both big and small, that have reached out to offer me support over the last several months. I know it's hard to stick by someone under attack, but there are amazing creators out there that have been amazing to me, and I am so grateful. Don't lose hope. I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just like, she did. It's not like she won the lawsuit. That's the thing. Like, nothing was proven one way or the other. Like, it wasn't proved that she did defame Tati, and it wasn't proved that she didn't defame Tati. It was dismissed based on location. And Katie, I emailed you to be nice, and then you like made it look like I was doing something sneaky. Like, what are you talking about? You use anything, like any good gesture anybody does for you, you use it against them. Like, that's why I won't ever attempt to try to be fair in that aspect by reaching out to you. Like, I will never reach out to her again because she's just sneaky like that. She's shady. She's like really shady. God, there's a lot of tweets. I didn't realize there was this many tweets, you guys. She said, I refuse to be guilted or shamed for not being sympathetic to someone that repeatedly lied about her relationship about me and slandered me with those lies, accusing my child of medical neglect, my husband and I of child ABUSC, and lied about my marriage. Who's she talking about? Oh, was she talking about this person? Drama Esquire. This whole thread. As you will know, if you follow me, I stopped covering Without a Crystal Ball a while ago. Publicly, I said it was because I couldn't really get videos out in a timely fashion, but privately, it was because I didn't like the direction the coverage was going. Oh my God, she's an idiot. Her lawyer's an idiot. Salty is the best lawyer. Is a laugh. Oh my God. What? I didn't like the direction the coverage was going, which was, I don't even know who this person is. Oh my God, she's an idiot. Her lawyer's an idiot. Salty is the best. Her lawyer is a laughingstock. KJ is in for the thrashing of a lifetime. Her lawyer should be disbarred, etc. I didn't see that reflected in the pleadings, which made me think something was wrong, but also I was a bit concerned that heading into the territory of regularly publicly commenting on another attorney's work repeatedly was going to perhaps toe the line of professional misconduct, as we have to show courtesy and integrity in our dealings with other lawyers. Are they talking against KJ? Coverage on KJ became a dog pile. I think they are. I'm not going to go through every single one of those tweets. But I guess she's referring to this person in this tweet right here. Oh, it's a whole thread, you guys. God, I hate threads. I read the last one. That's why it wasn't making any sense. I want to be clear about one thing that people seem confused about. I do not know Natalie. I have never spoken to her on any media outside of a single message exchanged on Instagram when the attacks began. We have forwarded everything to the FBI. Okay. I have not disclosed the amount of horrific threats I have been sent since this all started, nor have I disclosed what is happening in the investigation. I don't know who is hacking, but I know with certainty it was never me, and that Natalie lied about her relationship with me. I guess this is Natalie. Is that right? This drama Esquire, maybe? I refuse to be guilted or shamed for not being sympathetic to someone that repeatedly lied about her relationship about me and slandered me with those lies, accusing me and my child of medical and everything else I just read. My husband and I have child ABUSC and lied about my marriage. Why is she talking this much? Like, why is she talking this much? I don't really understand at all. And then we get to the other stuff. But I know there was somewhere where she said, we have all of Emily's tweets. Here it is right here. I found it. We have, okay, so this is about Emily. I'm kind of jumping around everywhere. So she said, we have dozens of her tweets stored for disparaging me, encouraging harmful lies, and suggesting that I've committed crimes of perjury or destruction of evidence. But you did delete evidence, Katie. What are you talking about? Which never happened. People still believe I'm going to jail because of her coverage. This was never a criminal case. Maybe I missed something because I don't remember Emily ever saying that she was going to jail. But again, I haven't watched Emily lately. But the videos that I've seen, she never said anything like that. She was never interested in the truth, and she isn't licensed to practice law in Tennessee. What? What does Tennessee have to do with anything? Does Emily live in Tennessee or something? Nor has she ever tried a civil case. She's a YouTuber. She's a YouTube attorney. What is she talking about? She's not an expert in civil law and really had no business claiming to be an attorney with expertise in these filings. She's always been crystal clear on what her expertise is in. I've heard her state like her background several times on her channel. I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, she moved to Tennessee last May, doesn't have a Tennessee license, still has an active California license. Oh, yeah, okay. She's not practicing law by talking about case filings on YouTube. Katie makes no sense, man, at all. At all. Let's see. Which one was I on? Sorry, I lost my place. Emily is a member of the bar, and it's her ethical duty to treat counsel and officers of the court with respect. And she did not treat my attorney, nor the judge respectfully, with her audience referring to her judge as Babs. You should always refer to her as judge, period. I already read that one before. The judge did not throw anything out because she didn't want to deal with it. The law was not met for jurisdiction, and every declaration was proven irrelevant to both claims of the case and jurisdiction. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So that's pretty much it on Emily. Wow, she really went in on it, didn't she, you guys? Ridiculous. Yeah, Russia Bunny. There are so many tweets, for sure. When has she ever made sense? Yeah. Emily has only said once to her, she never, but now she may go to jail. Yeah. Was never mentioned by anyone, by any YouTube channel lawyer off channel. She's not concerned about her throwing her stupid fits. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think she said anything about that. And she literally said that she didn't watch Emily's channel, but she's literally referring to stuff that Emily says, like specifically in her videos. Like, how would she know she calls the judge Babs? You know what I mean? Thank you, Leah, for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Green-Eyed Girl, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. There's fun emojis in there. Use your fun emojis. Appreciate you guys. So right there, KJP, SD, the claims are dismissed, delusional. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, she's delusional about what really happened. Oh my gosh. I think she's going to regret everything she just put out. She's going to regret it. I know Tati's going to refile this case. Like, she's Tati Westbrook, man. She wouldn't have filed the lawsuit if she didn't intend, and like, if she didn't intend to see it through to the end, period. Lala, we went through a bunch of tweets, but you can rewind and be behind, or you can rewatch the replay on the first half. We're getting ready to get into a video now. So you're kind of starting at the beginning of like this part of the live stream. So she said only read Salt's report. No, all lawsuits. She's jealous of people watching Emily. Yeah, I think she is too. I think she's got a problem with Emily. She's just jealous of her, period. Period. I just think she's mad that Emily grew off of this because she was the one that was supposed to grow off the Swanson lawsuit. So Azaria, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but Azaria gave me this video to watch, and I watched a little bit of it, and I wanted to watch it with you guys because I thought it was pretty interesting. So thank you for recommending this video that I'm gonna get ready to play for you guys. But basically, I think everybody's always had the suspicion that Katie's source is Clark Swanson. And I didn't realize how many coincidences there were with her and Clark Swanson. So I want to watch this video. You guys may have seen it. This was posted 3 months ago, but like I said, I found what I watched really interesting. So we're going to watch this video. It's only 9 minutes and 57 seconds. I think I'm going to speed it up though, because there's other stuff I want to get through, but I just thought this was interesting. So I wanted to react to it with you guys. And it's some of the stuff in this is really funny too. Like I said, you guys might have seen this because there's like 35,000 views on it. Let me know if you can hear the audio, okay?
At this point, my speculation of like, was Swanson feeding information to Without a Crystal Ball? This DM behavior, I'm just like, Haven't we been talking about this? This is what we've been talking about. Because it seems to me, I should back up. Who's Clark Swanson? Clark Swanson is Tati Westbrook's business partner who is suing her in the first lawsuit. So the lawsuit that Without a Crystal Ball broke the news of, and we saw the tweets where she's like, I was tipped off to this and they asked me to break the story. I have said all along that I thought that came from the business partner Swanson.
Last night, y'all, I was doing nothing really. I was just sitting around in my house. And
so this channel put a bunch of clips together with dates and like a whole timeline. And look, pay attention to this in the background. It literally looks like he's like popping out behind the couch. It's funny.
And I had a message in my DMs, and I can't say who it came from. When you're sitting on this tea, I just got a call, and I can't say who it's from. There's been a lot of things.
And she did this so much, too. She talked about this source, and she pretty much gave this source away. But
things coming out that I can't talk about yet, but you will know about soon. Because of that, I can't reveal like how I know.
When you're sitting on this tea.
So many people believe that Swanson gave you all of your information.
There are things in this suit from Tati that directly address shit that's said in the other lawsuit. She's talking about Tati and James's business partner 15 days ahead roughly of this lawsuit dropping.
Yeah, that was like the huge red flag for me, is that she was talking about this lawsuit before it was even filed with the court. And there's no way she could have known any of this unless it came from Clark Swanson himself.
There is.
And the editing in this video is like top notch.
There's a huge issue happening right now with them. She and her husband are not the sole owners. They have partners. And so if the partners have commitments and they want commitments met based on contracts and they're not meeting those commitments, they can end up in serious trouble.
Who is letting her know this lawsuit is coming?
There could have been nobody else to tell her that other than Clark Swanson.
People all have.
Hey, that's my video. They referenced my video.
Have all these like theories about how Katie and Clark Swanson are in cahoots together to take Tati down.
That picture is so good. The editing on that is so good. Hang on. Where'd it go?
Halo Beauty is a
Oh, I didn't rewind it enough. Did you guys see that?
Theories about how Katie and Clark Swanson are in.
It looks like a real picture of them. Oh, that's funny.
Cahoots together to take Tati down.
Halo Beauty is a vitamin company that's owned by Tati, her husband, and an individual named Clark Swanson. If you look at his information at the top, it says Harvard Medical School. They say that this Flavor Core Biotech is centered at Harvard, except Flavor Core is actually located in Baltimore, Maryland. And that's the big reason why we should trust Tati, because he is so smart and his resume isn't exactly truthful.
I have no doubt she bugged the shit out of this Clark Swanson until he started talking to her. I have no doubt. She was probably in his DMs constantly.
There's been a lot of talk that Tati was going to do this video. I was in the know that something was coming. I just didn't know when. I had also been told ahead of time that there was a reunification of James Charles with Tati, so I knew about that ahead of time as well. I just have to say it's a source, very well connected to the Westbrooks. She has not only ghosted YouTube, but she's ghosted everything. Even her businesses are taking a back seat. Tati, according to my source, does not run the Halo Beauty Twitter page. I don't know what's going on with her. When I was listening to this, I was like,
Tati doesn't run the Halo Beauty Twitter page. How the hell would she know that if she wasn't talking to the business partner? She's really bad at keeping secrets or not being obvious.
this is really bad. Like, and all of this came from my source and it's all backed up. The person that reached out to me is in the process of fighting over the business with one of these people. And
he thinks out again.
it's so ugly. So Jen wants to know why I can't talk about who contacted me, because I can't reveal that source yet.
I want to be clear that James Charles was never my source.
I said a couple weeks ago that James reached out to me because he was basically told to, in so many words from my source, get me to remove the videos about Tati from the internet. My source told me.
Yeah, he was trying not to get you sued. Should have listened to James Charles. You won't hear me say that very often, but you should have listened to James Charles.
Directly. This anonymous tip. I got a tip this morning from my anonymous source, and they said I was down at the courthouse at Santa Monica, and I saw this filing, and you might want to go check it out.
Do y'all see this up here?
This is interesting.
Katie Joy was saying, I have a source inside the courthouse that saw this filing come in. Electronically filed by Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, 10/20/2020 at 1:49 p.m. Assigned to Santa Monica. But you guys, she said, I have a source at the courthouse who saw it come in. It was f***ing e-filed. It never went to the goddamn courthouse. It went from a computer to another computer. What? It didn't go through the courthouse. It was e-filed. It just gets electronically filed, and then it goes through the back end. It gets automatically sorted to a courtroom. It goes on their docket, and they don't see it. So when we're talking about the fact that we think this is the business partner, us up in here on my channel, because me too, because the suit from the business partner to Tati reads exactly like that Pathos article. When things are too convenient, I'm like, things are too convenient. Things match up too much. Also, just for the last thing, courts in LA don't just let people walk the fuck in because COVID. She's like, oh, I have a source in the courthouse who saw it get filed. Nobody's up in the courthouse.
I was tipped off about this lawsuit several
I don't think I ever seen that part with Emily Strave. That was funny.
weeks ago.
Clark was not just like a fast friend. This was someone that James had been close to for more than a decade. You'd say he's the brains. He has everything that they don't have. His resume, it kind of speaks for itself, right? You have someone that's working with Harvard.
He's someone that has credibility.
So he says that he's a founding member at Phytotech, but Phytotech doesn't have him listed there, nor are any of the doctors at Flavor Fort listed on Phytotech's website. I'm just showing you sort of inconsistencies in this man's resume.
So he actually agitated Jeffree Star by being unprofessional. He followed Jeffree Star to his car and attempted to sit in his car, after which Jeffree said, just go get yourself a test drive for Lamborghinis instead of sitting in my car. And he also posted a picture on Instagram of Jeffree Star's cars playing.
Clark Swanson's creepy, man. He's like really creepy.
That they're his cars.
This is 44 exhibits. Like, this is so full of receipts.
It establishes a pattern of behavior and like why the Westbrooks would want him to step down, and gives context.
They seemed like they wanted to really back away from this guy, their business partner, because he was doing things that seemed to them may not have been the best for their business. This business partner was kind of trying to be greedy.
I kind of feel like his eyes got greedy. This guy got greedy.
She was saying that the brand is for everyone. She wasn't saying that the brand was for Clark Swanson.
If a partner is upset and they're going to try to figure out who they're working with, they can find stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like, I don't understand why they...
I'm with you. A lot of people, we were arguing about this in my chat. They were trying to convince me of why. Not that
I remember this. It's so funny, like her response to this.
it was true, but of why so many people believe that Swanson gave you all of your information. And you don't have to say anything there, but I think it might help some of the rumors. And we can skip that if you want, but there's a lot of people that do believe Swanson hooked you up.
I didn't have a lot of information, though. I really didn't. Like, all I knew was that Tati's business was floundering. I mean,
I didn't have a lot of information. Are you kidding me? God, she's so bad at lying.
Clark Swanson just showed up in my DMs. My 2 videos on the subject got a few thousand views combined. Like, why would this person reach out to me? You are smart. Just thought I would point out that your instincts are good. Saying I didn't do my job or was embarrassing to Westbrooks or didn't pay vendors on time really has nothing to do with my lawsuit. I'm not suggesting you make a video about this. Then why are you messaging me? I found this confusing. I found the last messages kind of creepy. Like, they gave me a weird vibe. I feel like he wanted this video made, though I don't know Why?
Why, out of all the drama and commentary channels, is Clark sliding into Sarah Jo Makeup's DMs? Clark has made some very bold and wild claims in his complaint.
All of this is alleged. We don't know anything.
In documents like this, you can literally just say whatever you want.
None of these allegations are proven to be fact, okay? They are just that. So they knew that this complaint was going to be read by masses and make it to E! Online and drama channels and things like that. So maybe it's been speculated that this person really wanted to hurt Tati's image, okay? And a way of doing that was to paint a very nasty picture in the complaint. But that doesn't mean that anything in the complaint is true whatsoever.
This is my Tati courtroom.
Do you guys remember how Katie was so freaking mad about that document that Emily read on her channel? The document that never got filed with court, the document that was prepared for litigation, all the receipts. Like, she was freaking furious over Emily reading that document. And it was really weird how mad she was over it. I feel there is so much more to this story than we even realize. I really do. I feel like Katie is really involved with Clark Swanson in some way, allegedly. Like, deep involved with him in some way.
Look, honey. You want some PR advice, Tati? Use that money in the lawsuit against the Swanson man. There you go. Tie him up, girl.
Good going, Clark. Good going. Bravo.
This video is good. The editing is like on point, man. Like on point editing. That video had to take a long time to put together. Like a long time to put together, because that's a lot of video receipts. That was a good video. Thanks for suggesting it. Yeah, I remember that wasn't even a document pertained to her. Wasn't it about the business partner? It's really strange. Yeah, it was about the business partner suit. And she got really mad over it. It didn't pertain to her in any way, but she was furious. I think that was like the initial time, the first time that she really came for Emily was when Emily read that document. Now, I don't know if she was more mad that she got the exclusive with the document, or if she was more mad because it was going to interfere with whatever shady shit they have going on. Like I said before, I think there's more to this than we even realize. And I don't know how deep Katie got into this, but I think it's more than what Katie put online. I think it's more than that. I just feel something really shady is going on with the whole situation. I mean, Katie said some really crazy things about Tati, but I don't know. I just feel like there's more to it, especially because she's like so allegedly involved with Clark Swanson, especially after seeing that video. It's crazy to me, you guys. The next video I want to watch, I never thought I would really be reacting to a video of his on my channel, but we're going to do it. Unirock. Positively reacting is what I meant. I didn't know that Katie has been sued before, and Unirock talks about it in this video, and I want to watch it. And I haven't really, I only watched like a little bit of it because I wanted to watch it with you guys, because I had no idea about this at all. It's not surprising this isn't the first, like this isn't the first time she's been sued. Okay. Trying to get everything situated here. All right. If you can't hear the audio, please let me know. I'm going to speed it up. And here we go.
Yeah, Nate did great. For those of you that don't know, this may come as a shock to some of you, but Katie has used this tactic before. of getting lawsuits against her for defamation thrown out due to jurisdictional reasons. In fact, the rumor is there's been 3 lawsuits against her, either thrown out or settled over jurisdiction, not continued. I can only find evidence of one other with Jilly Juice. This will take an entire video on its own, and I'm going to do one on Jilly Juice and update you on what happened, because it is another lawsuit just like Tati Westbrook's against Without a Crystal Ball. And it does have to do with what I care about, which is YouTube, people giving their opinion and not having to feel that giving their opinion would result in them being sued. I do understand that people do have.
Does anybody know who that person is that he's showing? I don't even know who she is. Tia says Tati is number 3, lawsuit number 3. So who's the other lawsuit? So one's this girl. It's not shocking that this is not the first lawsuit she's been under, because she really does like pass a lot of opinions off as facts on everybody.
Have to be protected from people's lies, from people digging into private information and exposing it, and therefore the process needs to exist. I will update you more in a future video, but I want to tell you that I have a theory for the Tati Westbrook case, and I've had it since the very beginning. But me, knowing Katie, seeing some of the things that she told me she did, I know that Katie tries to buddy up to people close to family members and celebrities in stories that she covers. It's how she gets contacts with people in reality TV, how she gets contacts in some other stories. I recall a conversation where she was telling me about a maid, and that she got close to someone's maid on social media so she could try to gain information about stories she was covering.
Ew. Are you serious? You're buddying up to maids? That's low. That is really low. I can only imagine who she reaches out to and how, like, it always blows my mind. Like, before this lawsuit and everything else, it always blew my mind how she always had, like, the upper hand on a lot of big stories. Because it's like, why are people trusting her with this information? And when she got like that Amber, like when she got Amber Portwood, like that whole audio thing, she was a small channel. And that's the only reason I found Katie in the first place, is because I used to watch Teen Mom a lot. And I was really interested in the whole Amber Portwood thing. So when I saw that a channel like hers that had hardly any subscribers, like low quality, streaming, low quality setup, everything else, I was like, why is Andrew trusting this channel with this information? How did she get this information? How did she even like work her way into getting this audio? And it's like, ever since then, she's always had like the upper hand on a lot of big stories. And that's not surprising if she's reaching out to like people that are close to the stories that she's talking on, like freaking maids or something like that. She's just shady on how she gets information.
And I don't remember the full context of that conversation. It's been a long time, and this is when she was a smaller channel. But I do think that Katie has gained her reputation, not just in the public eye, but behind the scenes with some of the people who she covers, like the Duggars, like the Westbrooks, like the reality TV stars. Amber Portwood and others do not like Katie and never have. And it's just been a constant thing that people will say that Katie goes too far and she cuts corners and does really unfair or unethical things to gain contacts so she can break stories and get information first.
Very unethical. Very, very unethical shit. And it's weird she has this Tati Westbrook. Like, it's weird she got in with Clark Swanson. She is such a small channel compared to other drama channels on this platform. Like, why is Clark Swanson trusting her? Like, why did he trust her? How did she get in with Clark Swanson? It just doesn't make any sense at all why he would go to her. I mean, I get she wrote that whole investigative piece on them and everything else, but it's just weird how she gets the upper hand on stories.
This isn't an accusation. Tati is trying to stand up for everybody out there who Katie has been doing this to. Why do I think that is more possible than I may feel? Because if you remember the James Charles DMs I covered on this channel, James Charles reaching out to her, and Tati was really upset about how Katie had gotten in contact with someone close to James Charles. Well, we all know that story now. It was James Charles' mother. Now, this is...
Yeah, and that was really weird. That was really weird. You don't, like... it's whatever. You contact influencers and stuff like that, people that are public figures. But when you're involving people's family members and their employees and stuff like that, it's just so unethical. I don't care if it is just YouTube. It's not right. It's going too far for a story, for some stupid views.
Something after hearing about other people that Katie has gotten into contact with on the outside of certain celebrity circles. Finding out that she was communicating with James Charles' mother like this really had me thinking that she is purposely going around trying to form these connections so that she can gain information in casual conversation that she has with these people. And I think that she burns those bridges. And once she uses them, telling you this is my opinion, so she better not, try to come at me crazy. That she tries to, once she gains the information that she needs, she burns those bridges and takes the things that she's gained from them as people that are just venting to her or, that might trust her for some reason, and then goes out and reports on the things that she's gained and says it's from a source. I can't tell you my source. And we hear that from her in almost every story she covers. When you start to target people's mothers, James Charles' mother, and you start to inject yourself into the social circles and private lives of people that you're covering like this, then I believe I respond with in a legal way because of the negative feelings or because of the boundaries you've crossed. I believe Tati Westbrook is suing because Katie kept blasting these things out, knowing that it got her views and was creating this kind of mob against Tati. I have more to tell you, but I do want to wait and see what happens with the filing, if they're going to refile or not, whether the story's over. I know a lot of people believe she's going to refile in Minnesota against KJP. Whether that happens or not, I just care about when this story ends so that I can finally sum up everything in a video. So keep an eye out and I'll let you know. There are some other stories going on today, but this took too long, so I'm just going to end it.
Yeah, I totally agree with Unirock on that. Like, she's very slimy with what she does in order to get an exclusive on a story. Like, when she gets her hooks in somebody and when she gets her sights set on somebody, like, she has no limits to what she will do in order to get something that's going to bring her a lot of views. And I think the other problem with Katie is she gets very obsessed. It's not something she can turn off in her head either, because it's like she obsessively makes videos, she obsessively tweets, especially when she's like, when there's something that is going to be a big story or something that just interests her a lot, she obsessively does things with that story. I mean, like, it's, I don't know. She's just really slimy in how she does things, period. And she can't ever just stop. Even if she thinks she's going too far, she'll probably go to the next level and take it to the next level. And she won't stop. She'll just keep going and going and going and going. And if this lawsuit didn't stop her, I don't know what she would have done. Like, I don't know what the end result would have been if that lawsuit had never got filed. Because I really think there was something big that was going to happen if Tati didn't make that filing. And it stopped Katie from talking about it because she kept going, I can't reveal my source yet. I can't reveal it yet. I will tell you guys in time, but I can't reveal it yet. It's coming, I promise. She said that several times. So I feel like something bigger was going to happen, and Tati filed that to stop her. That's just my personal opinion, but it was just really weird how she said that she would reveal her source in time. And I just wonder what her and Clark had planned out. And I think that's what ultimately made Tati file that suit when she did. Because it was really interesting. It came shortly after everything came out. I think the Swanson suit was filed on October 20th, and Tati's lawsuit was filed on October 31st. So there was 11 days in between the two lawsuits, which is really, really interesting. And they were typing stuff in that lawsuit in the 11 days leading up to them filing it. So it's just really interesting. The whole thing's really interesting. That's why I don't think Tati's I think Tati's going to refile. And I think there's a reason why it isn't like filed yet. I think they are putting together a game plan before they like file it. But again, that's just my personal opinion. So take with that what you will. Okay, so I'm going to move on to now this stream. This stream is literally 2 hours and 12 minutes. So we're not going to get through this whole stream. But we're going to go to Katie's answering burning questions video. I want to see what the burning questions are. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Let's see. There we are. Now, if she starts talking about a bunch of nonsense that has nothing to do with this, I'm going to fast forward. But I know she's going to talk. Dang it. I know she's going to talk about the whole lawsuit in this. Has anybody seen this by chance? Has anybody seen this video? Let me know if you've seen this video and if she talks, if this is a good video to watch or not. I have a feeling it is. But yeah, let me know in the comments if it's going to be a waste of my time to watch this video, because I haven't watched anything yet on this video. And I am putting her at 1.5 speed because it's going to take forever to get through. The last 30 minutes or so is the best. Okay. All right. Well, right here, she's talking about, like, I fast forward it a little bit, and she's talking about something to do with the lawsuit. So we'll see what she says right here. And if she doesn't get to anything, we'll kind of fast forward to the last 30 minutes.
So there's definitely things I still can't talk about or.
And let me know if you can't hear the audio. The volume is completely up. So
just try not to spam the chat with a ton of questions, or don't repeat it over and over again if you can. If I don't respond, it's not necessarily that I'm not.
Also, let me know if it's freezing or not on you guys, because when I speed it up, sometimes it freezes a lot. So let me know if it's freezing on your end, because on my end, it looks perfectly fine.
I won't be able to answer all questions, obviously. So try to just like ask your question once and be mindful in the chat. This one's easy. I am 42 years old, years young. Love your glasses. Well, thank you. Oh, yeah, Scarlett Step.
She should wear glasses more often. She looks good in glasses.
The join button if you would like to join as a member. I just watched all your videos from last week. You're amazing with everything that you do. I can't respond to this, Cassandra. So I can only discuss where like what happened yesterday was the case in Washington is closed. And I can't say about anything moving forward because there's no way to know. Thanks for asking. Nor am I going to focus on that.
Obviously. You're tweeting out like you won the case, so.
Is my husband going to return to music? He's actually working on an album, a folk album, I think, right now. And then I think they're going to have, they're working on their 4th album, I think. And he also is now playing guitars. He actually set up a business. So he's been, he started his own company. So he's been busy getting that kind of off the ground and building guitars and buying equipment to build them. And it's been good for him. It's been good for him to have it.
Okay, I don't care about
That's what your daughter is doing. And that's what, yes, see, like how are kids in 1st grade already Christmas market? Feel better, and it always helps me feel less stressed out. So, and then I just kind of remember that no matter what happens on here with what people think, I can't.
There's something wrong with the sound in this live stream. Can you guys hear it okay? Let me know if you can hear, like like the volume keeps going in and out. I think it's like the actual video.
Control that. I can only control myself. if you're an atheist, why do you ask to pray for your? Well, so I don't necessarily say people should pray for me. I say if people who are of faith that believe in.
I think we should probably skip to the last
and they do
30
those-
minutes.
He also does like non-profit angel stuff where he takes people that are ill to like hospitals and that kind of stuff.
It will
And
go
they're
in and
communities with, like,
out.
principals.
It's the
She'll answer
video. Okay. Yeah, it's her video then. Joe says it sounds fine to you. Okay. All right, cool. I don't know who told me that, but since she said the last 30 minutes are the good part, we're going to just fast forward. She's answering questions that I don't really need to comment on. So we're going to go like right here.
I mean, and then they'll be like, "You're doing that just like they do to the Duggars," and I'm like, I don't think it's the same. Like, I'm not in a cult. Like, I'm not in a reality show.
I'm gonna look at the transcript.
I feel like the anti-Katie community is more of a cult than I am. Is that a thing? I've heard that the haters are really bad. Like, they're really mean to people. Not just me. I just can't imagine going into a police.
If you've seen this before, if I went too far when I fast forward, let me know and I'll rewind it a little bit if I missed anything that would be relevant to
Station or
react
calling the police
to.
station to get somebody's rape investigation. That's like honestly a line I would definitely not cross to prove if somebody was lying about their rape. That is definitely a line I would never cross when it comes to sexual assault. Like, I would not seek out a case that was not prosecuted.
Well, didn't that person from the departments? Like,
Yeah, and the police officer at the department said that at least 2 people, had to go to the police.
Well, I'm definitely demonetized now. That sucks.
Extremely disturbing comment. What is me telling you about a rape identify you in an investigation? And why would you take it upon yourself to then go get the investigation and get the court record or get the police report? How does that benefit anyone but re-victimizing the person that is the victim? It's not the same as me telling you I've been raped than someone going and getting the police records and saying this is exactly what happened in the rape investigation.
Like, trigger warning, come on. I hope she said trigger warning before she said all that. Geez, she's like throwing the R word like it's part of her vocabulary.
And then they'll say, well, you did that to the Duggars. No, I never went and got the rape, like the investigation with Josh Duggar. Never. That was In Touch that did that.
You've done some pretty messed up stuff, though, getting legal documents on people.
They want me to give them a platform. That's why they do that. I guess. Whatever.
This is why EKC People Suck posted a video today. She posted a video today. I haven't watched it yet. I love that channel so much. If we have time, we might watch her video too. Since Katie's talking about this. The overall response, and I know why she's talking about like getting the actual report. And I think they all got a lot of backlash for what they put on Little Red's channel. I didn't really watch that whole thing because I don't know, like stuff to do with essay and stuff like that. Like, it's just such a sensitive subject. That's why I'm so aggravated over the whole David Dobrik situation. I feel like people are trying to capitalize on the situation. I feel like stuff like that shouldn't be on YouTube. But I understand where their concerns were because, like, when Katie put out that story about everything to do with like the essay and everything like that she experienced, she did so much stuff that it was like, whoa, are you seriously doing this right now? It's one thing to share your story, but to dox pretty much dox the person that she's accusing this. She said his name. People were looking up his children. People were DMing his children and everything else. And then she went on Twitter and blasted the police detective, blasted the police office. And she said that the whole investigation, they never followed up with her. The police officer like was horrible to her, gaslit her, and said he pretty much didn't believe her. Like, she dragged and blasted the department that she was talking about. And she doxed the businesses of who she was accusing that did, like, the businesses that his family owned. She doxed them too. So people were literally leaving reviews on the restaurant. And this wasn't even restaurants that the guy that did this to her, he didn't even own them. It was like his dad or something. He was not associated with the restaurants at all. People were leaving reviews saying, don't eat here. Don't eat here. Something like, don't eat here unless you support the R word. Like, what the actual fuck? You can't do that to people. Regardless of what happened to you, you can't do that to innocent people. So I get where the frustration was with like little, like with people. And I get where Little Red's concerns were, EKC people suck. I get where all of their concerns were with the whole thing. So I understand that. And I don't think they focused on like the actual allegation, like what she was accusing, like what she was alleging. I think they more or less focused on the police department. And I think they redacted out most of the info, but I didn't watch. I watched probably like 10 minutes of the stream because it just, I don't know. Stuff like that makes me really uncomfortable. Green-eyed girl, thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. And King, thank you so much for your super chat. You guys are being really sweet tonight. I appreciate that. Very generous, both of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let's get back to this. But we might, if we have time, we'll watch EKC People Sucks video. The response on her video was like through the roof when I clicked on it earlier. So we might watch that together because I didn't even get to watch it.
That was one of the most disturbing things that's been done to me. I don't care if people talk about me. People always say that I care, but I really don't. I cared that my rape investigation was leaked because I had never seen the police report. That was very triggering for me. And I was hyperventilating, crying, like on the floor, panicking, flashbacking to the assault as I'm seeing this happen and they're dissecting it. Their justification, no, I have zero apologies for this person. No, I will never apologize to that person because I didn't search out any.
Yesterday, you released personal information about an anonymous person on Twitter whose info you searched for on Facebook. Would you consider apologizing? Surely you empathize with invasion of privacy. Oh, so that was the tweets we read earlier about the person that she was talking about.
They literally posted their Facebook account and did not properly redact it. I didn't search it out. They put it out on their Twitter. And I'm not apologizing to someone who has been harassing and stalking and threatening me and being extremely, like, making me have panic attacks. Why would I apologize to someone who has been degrading me and using my image to make fun of me and, engaging in really detrimental ways and inserting themselves into my life? And then when I call them out, I'm the bad guy. Do you know what gaslighting is? I've never apologized to that person. Never.
You gaslight all the time now, Katie.
They can continue to feel bad because they're the ones that made themselves feel bad. I don't watch their channels, actually. I've never seen half of their channels.
What did that person say to her? Hang on. Oh, they all seem to think you watch their channels and you are obsessed with them. It's so weird how their brains work. Oh, geez. She does watch people's channels, though. She says she doesn't, and then she, like, quotes, like, direct things from channels that make videos on her. But
I've never
whatever.
seen half of their channels.
You just said you watched Little Red's live stream about the whole investigation thing. Okay.
No, I did not call CPS on a woman in labor having a home birth. That was in a Daily Beast article, and that was actually a group of people that I was covering. And it was very clear in that article that I was not a part of that group. I was writing and reporting on what was happening. I did not make any calls to anyone in any state regarding a woman's birth.
I've never heard of that.
And I
one.
actually told the reporter of the Daily Beast that did that article that I was not a part of the group. I was clear about that. I was not engaging in the reporting or talking or anything like that. I just wrote about what was happening. Yes, they want me to apologize to someone that's been harassing me. Is that the definition of gaslighting? I think so.
Just get a little...
And apparently that person is depressed and having anxiety. How do you think that that person has made me feel for months?
And let me guess, somehow it's your fault.
It's probably my fault that they didn't properly block out their name. It's probably my fault that they decided to post an image of their own Facebook account on Twitter with their name properly blocked out. That's my fault.
That's not the definition.
I will say in general, I was not impressed with the Daily Beast after that interview. I was not happy with the way that it was portrayed. I was not happy with, because the interviewee, it was just a really bad situation. These women, this baby died. That's what the article was about, because a woman was brainwashed to believe that she could do something she was not doing. And she looked at all these other red flags that were not there. And the baby died as a result of these women doing really terrible things and giving them horrible advice. And that was what the article should have been about. And it devolved to this, making the mother a victim of these troll accounts, which wasn't the case. These people were very concerned about her baby and very concerned about these people that were giving her terrible advice.
I have no idea what she's talking about right now. That must have been something that I like totally missed, because I have no idea what she's talking about right now.
And people were watching this woman.
Spicy Pizza says that they were in the group and she encouraged reporting, which isn't shocking because she's not honest about anything. I don't know who the Daily Beast is, though.
Real time dealing with this as she's documenting.
Oh, she was, Katie was in a home birthers group. What, because of a story she was covering? Jeez. If you rewind back to when she pushes her sleeves up, it's when the real KJ comes out. Yeah. She loved the attention. Not shocking. Not shocking.
Online, but she's not getting help, and she's having horrible discharge. The worst story I've ever covered.
She attacked a woman that wanted to give birth at home. What? Oh my gosh. I mean, home birth isn't for everybody, but geez, don't judge people because they want to give birth at home. I mean, that's their choice. That's their decision. You can't make that decision for somebody else. Like, I mean, I need to be in the hospital, but, you know, people have different beliefs. People do things in different ways. You can't always judge people for something that you may or may not agree with. And you can't attack people for doing something that you wouldn't do.
And say that she was not talking to the other side, but she was talking to the other side.
Oh, I think she's talking about Emily now.
And presented her an option to have access to that so that she could provide
I hate how you can't
That account was a troll.
do like the 10-second rewind on your
It wouldn't matter what
desktop.
half of the time I say, because half the questions, most of these people I have questions about, they don't care about my answer. They're more interested in like the narrative about me. I don't think that Emily Baker helped at all, and I think her coverage was detrimental and really disparaging to me. Emily Baker as a whole was not honest with her audience. We reached out to her multiple times to provide her with our side. Given that she was clearly in communication with the other side, we felt it would only be fair that if she was going to cover this and have such a wide audience to cover it, that she have a balanced approach and balanced access so that the audience could be given both sides without bias. And presented her an option to have access to that so that she could provide both sides without bias, and she never responded. And I have copies of those emails. You know, we attempted multiple times to reach out to her.
But you were trying, okay, I remember this happening. She was trying to reach out to Emily before she even responded to the lawsuit. So she was reaching out to Emily saying, hey, let me give you my side. And her response hadn't even came out yet. So what exactly are you supposed to be telling, or what exactly would you be telling Emily at that point in time? You haven't responded with the court. And if you tell Emily, a YouTuber, what your response is going to be, and you filter that through her and she puts it on her channel, then your whole response is fucked. So what exactly are you supposed to be giving your side by reaching out to Emily before you even have a response on the in court? Like, make that make sense. You read the court documents. It's all right there in the court documents. What side are you going to be giving? You can't give anybody your side because it gives the other side an upper hand. Jeez.
Because the way that the coverage was presented, it was so unfavorable. And every minute mistake that happened on our end was scrutinized. But
exactly, Mary. I mean, we have no way of telling whether or not Emily was talking to Salty on a regular basis or not. But what I personally think is I think Emily talked to Salty for the business partner suit. I don't think they were in communication with this whole Tati KJ thing. She read from the court documents, from what I've seen online, unless I'm missing something somewhere from the videos that I didn't watch. From what I've seen, she pretty much read from the document. She gave her opinion on it. She started showing more bias when Katie freaking threatened to sue her. And I understand why she may have shown a little bit of bias toward the other side. But the fact of the matter is like, Katie doesn't look good in this situation. The legal documents show that. And when you're responding to a lawsuit and you're saying, oh my God, everything's going to change, your perspectives are going to be, you know, everything you thought you knew is going to be like, it's not going to be the same. Your perspective is not going to be the same. When you're saying that and you have a response coming out and everybody thinks that you're going to have like this huge like surprise for everyone, and then you like shift blame to Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson because you're getting sued, what are people supposed to say other than like, is this a joke? Is this a fucking joke? I think there's just a lot of jealousy because Emily's channel grew tremendously, and she has usually at least 2,000 people in her chat every time she goes live. And she has about, 40,000 subscribers less than you. And you usually don't even break a couple hundred, a few hundred, maybe 400 if you're lucky. I think that's the problem. But maybe if you treated people with a little bit of respect, you would have more people in your live chats. You would have more views on your channel. If you conducted yourself in a normal way, people would have more respect. You can't go around threatening lawsuits to every freaking creator on YouTube.
Glaring issues that happen on the other side were easily dismissed and thrown under the radar, you know? And I repeatedly asked her to be honest with her audience that she was not being truthful, and we had reached out to her and not being truthful, that we were offering her both sides. I think if you're going to deliver that and say that she was not talking to the other side, but she was talking to the other side. We saw thousands, hundreds of tweets back and forth between her and the other side engaging constantly. But she would not engage with us. And then
didn't you block her? Didn't you block her on Twitter? And that's all public. She's tweeting publicly. So it's not some sneaky thing that she's doing. She's literally tweeting publicly. And you blocked her after you threatened to sue her. What do you expect? Just saying.
She would tweet out disparaging things about me. And she was one of the people that was consistently promoting.
Yep. Lisa says, yes, she did. Mary says, yes, she did. Yeah, that's what I thought. She blocked Emily after she threatened to sue her. So I don't really understand what she thinks. This is what I honestly think. I think Emily would have gave her a little bit more respect if she wasn't acting the way she was with her. And from what I've seen on the stuff that I've seen with Emily, even after Katie threatened to sue her multiple times and came after her multiple times, Emily was pretty fair in the stuff that I seen on her channel. She was always fair when it came to breaking down the documents and, clearly stating, what's to be expected, what her side had done well, because I heard her compliment her side in several different occasions. So in that aspect, I feel like Emily was fair. Given the circumstances, I mean, it's pretty much a slam dunk across the board on how everybody feels. Because she's just been so nasty.
Ideas like I could go to jail or I could be arrested. And
can anybody tell me in the chat that has watched every single stream on Emily with the whole without a crystal ball thing? Did Emily ever say that Katie was going to go to jail? Let me know on that, because I don't know that. I don't know either way on that. So,
and those were simply not true. So if you're going,
but I can't imagine Emily saying that she's going to go to jail. I can see her saying if the hacking is traced back to Katie, then she could be facing criminal charges if in fact she's doing the hacking. I can see her saying that, but I can't see her saying, oh yeah, KJ is definitely doing this, so she's going to go to jail. Those are two completely different things. Lisa says, I watched everyone. She did not. Jennifer said she never said that. She said even if found guilty of perjury, she couldn't go to jail because it's a civil proceeding. Okay, that sounds like Emily. That sounds like Emily to me. She's stating the laws. She's stating what could happen if this or this actually happened and she was caught doing this. Like, she's stating the laws. She's stating her professional opinion on that. She's not directly accusing her of actually doing this stuff. Gosh. The thing I've noticed with Katie, she takes things that people say about her and she twists them and stretches it and makes it sound like 20 times worse.
To cover a case and
she needs to do her research before she opens her mouth, because this is spreading false information. Just saying, because if nobody watches, like if somebody's watching this that doesn't know Emily or doesn't watch Emily's streams, they're going to automatically assume that Emily's like throwing around like accusations of criminal charges and stuff like that. I hate it when YouTubers do this stuff. I really, really hate it. I can't stand it. Like, clearly state your opinion if it's your opinion. I don't know if she said it this way for a fact, but this is what I interpreted. You know, clearly state that sort of thing. Like, I haven't watched Emily's streams. I don't know this for a fact. I'm asking you guys. You guys seem to have the same opinion. So, you know, whoever's watching this, take with that what you will. But Katie just, you know, she spits out this information and people believe her. And people believe what she's saying is true. I just can't believe she has people that still feed into the bullshit she spits out.
Tell your nerd people and build your audience on disparaging someone, and that person is offering you the option to have access to things that nobody else was having access to, and you decline it and you don't even respond. It's just, and she gave life.
Well, what did you give her? Like, what did you give her access to? A little preview of you blaming Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, throwing a fit in legal documents saying if you're not suing them, then you can't sue me. I mean, she didn't actually say that, but the pretty much the whole document read as that.
And breathed life into declarations that were defamatory and had literally no reason to be in the case. And then never once told her audience that these made no sense or that they shouldn't have been there, and made people believe really terrible things. And it was just really awful to me because people were like, so can I give an example? Watch her videos. I mean, she literally, her comments from yesterday has people believing that the case was dismissed because the judge didn't want to deal with us. And that's simply not true. Or that, you know, my attorney was making mistakes that were hundreds of years old. That's also.
I made a joke about that when I heard about it, because of all the declarations that were flying around everywhere and all the filings and everything else and how crazy everything got. I made a joke on my Twitter and I said, you know, the case got dismissed due to jurisdiction. The judge was probably like, hell no, get this case out of my court. You guys are already driving me crazy. So move it somewhere else. I wouldn't be surprised if the judge actually thought that, because damn, there are so many filings, so many.
Not true, or that we missed a filing date. That's also not true. Like, that I was at risk of being held accountable for perjury. That was not ever true. There was never any, ever.
I never heard her say anything about perjury. But again, I don't watch every stream.
A second where I was in any threat of being held responsible for anything. I didn't watch her videos, but the team did. So we knew what was being said.
Oh, come on. You know way too much about her videos for somebody to be filtering the information to you. What did he do? Write a transcript for you of a breakdown of what everything she talked about? You can't do that. You are taking the word of some... If you actually did not watch her videos, you are taking the word of somebody else and you are filtering it to your audience right now, and you are passing it off as a fact. That is where you get in trouble. Just saying.
Like, our team was watching everything because our team wanted to be able to provide a balance.
There's no way your attorneys, your team, your lawyers gave you a breakdown of Emily Baker's streams each time she streamed. There's no freaking way. Quit lying. Quit lying. Tia, thank you so much for your super chat. She says, Emily even said in a live stream, KJ did reach out to her, but she wasn't having it. I remember that. She said she like read something that was in the email and she gave reasoning on why she wasn't talking to her. And it made perfect sense. It made 100% perfect sense. Double Mint says KJ watches everything. I know. She knows a lot about other people's videos, and she always says that people message her are sending her messages on videos that are being made about her, but there is no way you can know this much information if you're not watching the videos yourself. It's like, give me a break, man. What is the big deal in admitting that you watch her videos? Who cares? I mean, geez, if I was in this lawsuit, I probably would have been watching Emily's videos too. I probably would have been watching a lot of channels, like a lot of attorney channels, to see what their take was on it. Because it gives you information and insight on your own case. It gives you advice on how they're thinking the filings are, and maybe it would lead you into a different direction on maybe doing the right thing and maybe behaving a little better.
I apologized to her earlier in the hopes that we could, I could get her to a point where she would even, I was apologizing to everyone at that point.
So she's not sorry anymore. That's what that statement means. She's not sorry anymore. She's never sorry in the first place. She takes back a lot of apologies. She's like an up and down emotional roller coaster, man. Jeez. When I apologize to somebody, I freaking mean it. I mean it. And I'm not going to take an apology back that I gave somebody. Oh my gosh.
No, Emily was not fair. She was not fair. Not even in the slightest. Not even remotely fair.
So this person says, I got to see something really fast. Did she do members only mode? Ooh, this whole stream is, she had everybody talking. That's funny. That's crazy. She never does that. So this person said, absolutely not. Emily was fair and read documents. She absolutely never said you were going to be arrested. Whoever your team is lied to you. Good for you, Scorpion. You tell her. Look at her getting all sassy.
And if you know anything about this legal case and you understand the damage that was done because of that, people to this day still think that I'm going to be arrested.
But you literally just said your team was filtering you information. So how do you know that for a fact, that came from Emily Baker? Could they have heard it wrong? Could they have gave you the information incorrectly? Because you seem to filter a bunch of information incorrectly yourself. So why don't you go back and watch and see if she actually said that somewhere? Because right now you are spreading false information. And if this isn't true, if this literally isn't true, and Emily never said any of this, you are literally passing it off as a fact right now. And that's called slander. That's called lying about people. That's how you get in defamation lawsuits. Jesus.
It was never presented as she's presenting to you as a legal authority. So people believed her at her word, unfortunately.
She made everything perfectly clear from what I seen from the videos that I watched. When it was her opinion, she made it perfectly clear that it was her opinion. When she was breaking down the legal documents and stating the laws and stuff like that was involved, she made it perfectly clear on which was what. She gave commentary. She is not acting as an actual attorney. She has an attorney background. She is breaking down legal documents. She even states in her intro that this is not legal advice. And that is how you conduct a commentary channel.
She owed me no response? Really? And she's engaging with the other side and saying that she's unbiased? You guys are delusional. You guys are gaslighting. Go back to your law nerd. I don't like her, and I'll never like her. I think I think she used this to build her channel. And
coming from the person that was throwing a fit online because people weren't giving her credit for the Clark Swanson lawsuit. Make that make sense. You are such a hypocrite. You were in cahoots, allegedly. This is my opinion. You were in cahoots with Clark Swanson himself. Allegedly. You have no right to criticize Emily. You have no right. Emily has way more class than you ever will. Like, seriously. You're just bitter that her channel grew. You're bitter that people will always come to her for legal advice. And you know what? What's funny is you broke down your own documents on your own channel, and I guarantee you probably didn't have near as many people watching you as Emily. She had 7,000 people when I jumped on it. So, yeah.
she made thousands of dollars on me and off disparaging me and really not balancing it out at all. She did way more than read documents. She gave light to declarations and to defamatory statements that never should have had any light in them.
How do you know that, though? How do you know that? You're literally stating that your team filtered you the information. So how do you know that as a fact?
I've watched what she has said, some of the videos, and it's so factually untrue. So I don't need.
What did she, whoa, what did she just say? Hold on, let me, oh my God, she's a walking contradiction. I've watched what she said in some of the videos, and it's so factually untrue. I thought you didn't watch her. Let's hear her say that herself. Let's see.
Had any light in them. I've watched what she has said, some of the videos, and it's so factually untrue. So I don't need to get anything right because literally nobody knows more about what happened in my life than I do. If any of you think that because of watching her, you know what actually happened, nobody knows. You guys know what happens in the filings, but you don't know what happens in the discussions that lead up to filings. You don't know what happens in the emails, in the phone calls. You only see what makes it to the courtroom. There was so much that she had no idea what was going on. And it's very easy to make opinions about what you see on a paper, but you have no idea what actually happened. And you'll never know. I absolutely dislike her. And she doesn't like me. And I think that's pretty obvious.
She's really bold right now, man. I think this is going to be a really big mistake. I guarantee. You know what I think's going on right now, and why I don't think Tati has refiled yet, because they are letting her sink her own ship right now. Because the thing about Katie is, like, she can't shut up. Like, she cannot keep quiet. It has been killing her to zip her mouth about some stuff that's been going on. She cannot be quiet about anything. And let's see here. The dismissal happened, what, Monday or Tuesday of this week? She's already made a whole video going over the legal documents and saying too much, in my opinion. She did a Twitter rant, and now she is going off right now in another live stream about this whole thing. And I think Tati's side is letting her say all this stuff, and then they'll refile. They are documenting right now. They are totally documenting right now. Because the minute they refile, that's when Katie has to be quiet again.
Is it okay for you guys that she can disparage me and she can be rude and she can be but if I dare to comment, you attack me? No, they're not the ones that don't, because everything that was in those court documents was thrown out.
Not the main papers. The declarations and stuff about like the location, yeah, that's not relevant anymore. But the main document with all of the defamatory videos and tweets and stuff like that, that's the main bread and butter of the whole lawsuit. That's what matters. And right now, you're giving them more information to use against you.
I think people lied on the wrong people, and I think nobody needed to know half of the stuff, and it's really silly.
She's really getting mad.
That's completely untrue.
She has lots of opinions about me. I've literally seen her like tweet. We have so many times, we have so much evidence of tweeting things that were so unkind and rude about me. And then you guys get so mad that I respond when she literally is saying very rude and disparaging things about me. Like, there's so much evidence that she did these things, and you guys refuse to see it because of your like for her, and that's fine. I don't care. But I have had to watch someone make thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars by...
Oh, the truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. All those super chats and memberships. I mean, just say it, man. Like, you're bitter she made bank. You're bitter she made bank. You're bitter she has a large audience. You're bitter about a lot of things. Son of a bitch. Jeez. Just tell the truth. Hang on. I seen a comment about Amanda. Jane says she told Mandapants today that her channel was monetized on her name, and Mandapants said, no, I was monetized off the Stauffer tea before this even came up. So she must have really been going in on her. We're going to have, after this is over, we're going to find that because I want to see what she said to her. Why is she going into people's chats? She's really going on like a rampage, isn't she, right now? I seen a comment directed towards me. Tagged me. LOL. Todd said something rather threatening about defaming the who's WB? Westbrooks. About defaming the Westbrooks. Too late. If he deleted his comment, it's been screen capped. Salts like the post too. Oh, good. Yeah, I guarantee you guys, I guarantee that's what Tati's side's doing right now. They are letting her talk because it's only going to give them an upper hand. Guarantee that's what's going on. That's why they're not refiling yet, because she immediately started talking the moment she got the word that it was dismissed.
Interacting with all of these hater accounts and... Oh, shush. If you are an Emily fan, just leave. Don't subscribe to this channel. Don't follow me. Just go away. I don't care.
What's this person saying? Come on, Katie. I've been there from the beginning. Hang on. I've been here from the beginning, and just like you boosted your views on your channel from Amber Portwood and you gave your opinion on that, there's no difference. You call her out, Mandy. That's right. That's right.
After her family was threatened, do you know how many thousands of threatening emails I received? Don't even get me started.
She doesn't care about anybody else but herself. I mean, who cares if anybody else got threats? Who cares if anybody else was in danger? Let's just direct it back onto herself. That's what she does. She has no empathy for anybody else but herself. She's a narcissist. In my personal opinion, she's a narcissist.
We listed her tweets in all of these documents we responded to. So go to the court records. I'm sure she never actually brought up the fact she was mentioned many times in the court records. And if this case were to move forward, she would be party to a defamation lawsuit. And that's the truth. Like, if you want to be honest, we have a lot of evidence of defamation against her.
Oh my God, she's still threatening lawsuits. She is still threatening lawsuits. Dude, you would lose that case like really fast. There's a difference between defamation and giving your opinion on something.
And I can't show you that.
They're public fucking tweets. What are you talking about? We got all this evidence against Emily and it's public information, but we can't show you that. But I'm just gonna, tell you guys. Make no sense. Yeah, I agree, Devilment. She's beyond triggered by Emily. Jealousy. Yeah, it's pathetic. It is.
Well, there's just a lot of experts and very opinionated people here today, aren't there?
The Lori stuff was the most horrific stuff because not only was Lori extremely in a very vulnerable state, but it was brought up and it was irrelevant and it made such a big deal. And people still have these videos up about her, and I wish they would pull them down. And I wish they would pull all of the videos down about all of the declarations because they were all tossed out. And I wish that people would realize that these declarations were by people that were struggling mentally, and they never should have been a part of the case. And they didn't prove anything. They had no weight on the case. They were proven irrelevant to what we were arguing.
Why is she? I just, you know what? I don't think she cares about Lorianne.
No,
I think
it wasn't that it did exist.
I don't think she cares about Lorianne. I think she only cares about getting this information off online. If she was truly concerned about her, that's one thing, but she's not. And from what I've heard with her attorney and stuff like that, there was a lot of stuff that was directed at Lorianne from her side. From what I hear from people, that's just hearsay, what I'm hearing, because I haven't read through all those declarations, but I think she's urging people to take the videos down because she wants people to take the videos down about her. It has nothing to do with Lorianne because she doesn't feel empathy for other people. She's probably pissed at Lorianne.
It was a disagreement that they had about, I don't even remember what the specific thing that he was requesting. It was it wasn't that it didn't exist, but it was a disagreement about how they said that a court ruling had changed, but it wasn't something that had changed recently. It wasn't we didn't agree in general that rule didn't apply, but the clerk said that it didn't. And so the clerk rejected it. It doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. Equally, we won when we asked for the court to help us in regards to what was happening on Twitter. So that was.
Check the chat at 156. What, on this video or what video? This video? Who am I looking for?
That was a ruling in our favor. I'm not jealous. Why would I be jealous?
Oh, crystal balls.
No,
156.
the law was not published.
Okay, I will in just a second.
Sorry. Again. Why doesn't it bother you guys that false declarations were published? Does that not matter? It doesn't matter that we filed something where you say it was abolished 10 years ago, but it doesn't bother you that false declarations were filed. That doesn't bother you. I wish Lori the best too. And I would hope to remove their videos about her. She did not deserve any of that. And this idea that somehow it's better for them to come to Minnesota is simply not true at all.
What did she just say? Oh, and this idea that somehow it's better for them to come to Minnesota, that's simply not true at all. My God, she needs to shut up.
Oh, it bothers you? Well, good. We actually didn't bring in things that were not relevant. We were responding to a lot of things. But in terms of like us filing things, we actually only asked for help with the stuff that was happening on Twitter. That was only like one time, and then we asked for sanctions. Beyond that, everything else was responding to them. So we weren't bringing things in. They would bring a declaration in, and then we would have to respond to it. We were forced to respond to something that they brought in. We would have never brought those in on our side. There was a lot of misinformation about how you have to not respond to things or, you know, irrelevant information. We knew what was being brought in was irrelevant, and it had nothing to do with jurisdiction. We knew that, and we argued that, and the court agreed with us.
She's really sassy.
I'm not taking it out of context. I was agreeing with you. I don't have a connection to this man. So I don't.
Ooh, she's talking about Swanson. Hang on. Let me read this comment real fast. I do have an important question that will clear up many things up. Did Swanson tip you off? Or can you tell us your connection to him? Pretty please. That's funny. We just watched that video too.
It's an anonymous email. Honestly, it was from an account that I've never even seen before. An email address I'd never seen before. And it said,
oh, you're such a liar. You're such a liar.
That a lawsuit had been filed. And it was by someone named like Bruce. And it was weird because as soon as I opened the email, it disappeared. So I don't know if they have like one of those server things where they can like make it vanish. It was the most bizarre thing because when I went back to go find the email, it was gone.
Katie, come on, man. There's video footage of you constantly talking about your source. We literally just watched all the footage of it. That was like the worst lie I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't snap at you. I was agreeing with you. I don't know why you think I was snapping at you. I was actually agreeing with you. But I don't have a connection to this person. I know less about anything than what was actually in the California lawsuit.
I guarantee she broke ties with Clark Swanson. I guarantee it.
The whole motion to dismiss was irrelevant. Granted, so it wasn't irrelevant.
That's just a bizarre statement.
That's a bizarre statement.
Oh boy. I'm a YouTube lawyer.
I know. I'm amazed how many people have gotten their paralegal and legal.
Oh, they're not paralegals. They're full-fledged.
They're full-fledged attorneys.
They are.
I know.
They're judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
Jeez. Todd's just as sassy as she is, man.
All right. I'm going to go tonight. I'm tired.
How much time?
There was no connection. There was never a connection. The tip-off literally came from I've always been honest. Like the tip literally came from an anonymous email. I got an email one day and it's a lawsuit was filed and something like whatever. And I can't remember Santa, some part of Los Angeles. And you might want to check court records. So that was like literally all I did was I was like, okay. And the first name was Bruce. And then I went back and looked.
Oh my God. She is such a bad liar. I would love to like get a list of questions for her and have like the video clips backed up to my questions. And like have her on my channel and like ask her the question and see how she would answer it and then say, well, look at this clip. It says otherwise and see how she would react because she lies so much. And it's so funny because we watched that video and she literally said she had a source within the courthouse that called her and told her that the documents had been filed. And she literally like blasted on her channel multiple times that she was going to reveal her source eventually. An anonymous email that vanishes with a guy named Bruce. What the fuck?
And I couldn't find the email anymore.
Oh, that's funny. Most bothered, unbothered person.
Oh.
disrespectful to some of the people that are asking these questions, like especially like not Nappy from California. This is not like to be disrespectful at all, but I'm just like
Did she just mute him?
I think the biggest thing is that people just don't understand legal. I'll be the first to admit I didn't understand litigation until I was a party to it, and
Are you kidding me right now? So Katie can say whatever she wants, but and her husband, like, he's a mod for her and everything else. And he says his 2 cents in the background here and there or whatever. Let him say what's on his mind. Don't fucking mute him. And he didn't even know she did that. I mean, I'm not a fan of Todd, but I'm just saying, like, that's just not cool. Like, let him say what's on his mind. You're saying everything that's on your mind. You put your family through an entire lawsuit, and you're going to have another one on your hands probably. I mean, at least let him put his 2 cents in. It's a marriage, 50-50. You know what I mean?
learned a lot. But I think there was still a lot of misinformation about what was being filed and what was being responded to. And, I think at the end of the day, like, you have to respond to motions. If you don't, they are granted. And if someone is filing something that is either irrelevant or disparaging, you're responsible to respond to that. And that's the bulk of what we were doing. Even if we realized that it was irrelevant, we still had to argue why it was irrelevant and why we didn't do these things. We weren't the ones that were bringing in the declarations. The only declarations that we brought in were declarations by me or by my attorney. Because my husband's sitting on the couch.
What did that one say?
Because my husband's sitting on the couch.
Dang it. She was really fast with that comment. I just wanted to see what that comment said.
Attorney.
Let me get the pause ready for it.
Because my husband.
Why doesn't Todd come and sit beside you and answer questions with you? Yeah, like, invite him to answer questions with you. Jesus. She got so mad too, because he's sitting on the couch.
Been sitting on the couch.
Say something. Are you done?
Well, I don't really want to talk a lot about her in general with the Lori stuff. I think it was pretty clear what happened if you read the documents. I can share with you guys, a lot of things were filed under seal, so I really can't answer a lot of the questions about her. Just know that at the end of the day, she wanted everything done.
Let me think of what I need to say. That was a long pause.
She was just under such considerable stress. She would have done anything to make it stop. But what was put in that next declaration that was put out by the other side by her was completely false. But I don't think that we should be angry with her. Okay, so don't be sending hate to her. And I'm sure in a way she might be upset that I didn't stand up for her or defend her, but I couldn't say anything to anyone.
Man, I really need to read through these declarations, man.
No, I just muted the last 2 times because he was asking me a question and it was a private question.
He wasn't asking you a question. He said, no disrespect to the people in the chat. Why do you lie like that? Like, it's literally like we literally just witnessed it before our eyes. And you like straight up lie.
That's simply not true.
Yeah, if your lawyer would have done what she asked in the first place.
And I think in general, you have to remember that just because someone asks something to happen in a legal case doesn't mean that it can immediately happen. Litigation takes time, and I'm an extremely methodical attorney. But you can't just demand a litigator to do something for you. You can't. And if it doesn't make sense in that moment, or if it's not the right time, it comes down to what makes the most sense. He asked if you guys understood litigation. That was the question. And I just wanted him to ask that privately.
Oh, she's talking about Todd again. In the end, no one won, though, because you both now have large... I like this lemonade stand person.
I don't think it's ever about winning or losing. You know, it's what it is. I think people want there to be like a clear victor and a clear like loser, and it's just that's not necessarily how legal situations work at all, especially on the civil side. But like, you know, like, oh, I'm masked. Like the stuff in these declarations were just, it was just not true.
Okay.
She definitely did not work for me. I'm like the only person I've ever paid as a subcontractor, or not even a contractor, just like an unpaid employee, because I don't have employees. I don't give out W-2s, anything like that. Michael Brown is my attorney, but I'm not discussing what's going to happen or doesn't happen.
Man, I would drop that guy if it goes...
Correct. There was nothing true in that declaration. Like I'd never spoken to her on the phone.
That Brown guy doesn't seem like he knows a lot about like the actual defamation part. Like, I think she hired him for a specific reason, and it was probably because of the whole location thing. And I think it's kind of sus that he's in Seattle or Washington or wherever. I think he is located in like Seattle area. So I thought that was kind of weird because the guy was like where the lawsuit was taking place. And I thought it was really weird how she dropped her other attorney, and she like put her other attorney up on a pedestal, and she said that like my attorney, you know, he's a really good attorney, and he made me like when the lawsuit first got filed, she went on a live stream. I remember she went on a live stream that's not even up anymore, and like Aaron, I think his name was Aaron Hall, he was in her chat, and she was like, Aaron, that just made me feel so much better today about this whole thing. And like she had talked about him in like streams after that. So it was really weird when she just dropped him like all of a sudden and switched to this Brown guy. I mean, I looked at the law firm and stuff like that because I felt like there was something shady. Sorry, I hit my mic. I feel like there was something shady going on, but I couldn't really find any connections. Like I tried to like look at the guy, like the Brown guy, and I tried to look at like Clark Swanson and what firm he was using. And I was like trying to find a connection between like the two firms and maybe like the attorney who was using to her attorney, but I couldn't find anything like really shady, like connected with any of that stuff, because I know like Brown's paralegal, it was like a Kathy Swanson or something like that. But I don't know. The whole thing with the Brown guy, it was just so weird how she dropped Aaron Hall. She hired this Brown guy. He didn't seem like he knew a lot about defamation. I just feel like he was picked for a certain reason. And if she stays with him, if Tati refiles, I think it's going to be a big mistake. A big mistake. But, you know, hey, she's pretty much sinking her own ship right now by talking about all of this. But
I'd never emailed with her. I never knew. We never talked about personal things.
Hall was an insurance lawyer, but he had like, I thought he was like a defamation lawyer. I thought I looked him up and he specialized in defamation, and he specialized in other areas too, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But he had a whole video talking about defamation too, which was really funny.
Yeah, that one was definitely not true either. I've never had interaction with her. That's actually not true. Michael Brown.
She would need a Minnesota. She like puts these comments so fast that I have no idea what she's like responding to. She would need a Minnesota lawyer so Brown could not represent her. That's not true. You can pretty much hire an attorney anywhere. And now that everything's virtual pretty much in courts and stuff like that, you can pretty much get an attorney from wherever you want, I would guess.
Brown can represent me here. We would need to have a Minnesota litigator that can file the documents for us. So he'll still be my attorney. It would cost too much to bring in a brand new attorney.
That sucks. So she's going to stay with Brown.
Yeah. The Natalie one, we were able to prove that she altered a document. And the weird thing about the Natalie thing is that from a court perspective, everything to do with those declarations was done after that hearing. So when she ruled on everything in regards to what was happening on Twitter, the Natalie declarations were a non-factor in the case. They were not relevant to the case, and they didn't have any bearing on the case. The issue with the hacking had nothing to do with what was the claims of the case. So that's when the FBI got involved, but that had nothing to do with the civil case.
Going even faster.
There were no receipts. I did not speak to her. Any of the communications suggested I can't go members only, Jess. Sorry.
That person said you can't deny the receipts.
I didn't remove videos. So I don't know what you're talking about. The majority of the videos remain on my channel. But I've denied repeatedly and continue to deny that I did anything. And I'm not going to acknowledge or admit fault to something I did not do. So it's not a lesson I needed to learn, I guess is what I'm saying.
She's really in denial, man.
Yeah. Yes, the receipts were altered.
What? What receipts? What is she talking about? Do you guys know what she's talking about? What receipts? The receipts that are in the lawsuit? Or the receipts that were in the declarations?
Like I never sent her any messages, and that was clear. That's why it was closed and why the judge ruled that no further declarations from her would be allowed into the court.
I'm going to look at the comment you're talking about, Tia, after this is over. I gotcha.
They were very clear about that. The judge said she would not allow any further declarations from that person into the court.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. What receipts were altered? Altered. Yeah, I don't get it. You can't alter receipts.
Good idea, but that's with the FBI. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you later.
God, she's so mean.
All
All right, 156. Hang on, I'm trying to oh, let's see here. Am I at one? Okay. Let's see.
Hi, Trisha. So there's definitely things I still can't talk about or won't answer. So just try not to spam the chat with a ton of questions, or don't repeat it over and over again if you can. If I don't respond, it's not necessarily that I won't be able to answer all questions, obviously. So try to just like ask your question once and be mindful in the chat. This one's easy. I am 42 years old, years young. Love your as well. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Scarlett's got the join button if you would like to join as a member. I just watched all your videos from last week. You're amazing with everything that you do.
I don't see anything. Did she delete it? Yeah, he's not on here at all. Do you know what he said? At 1:56? Hey, Claire Bear. Oh, hour 56. Okay. I thought you meant a minute 56. Sorry. Hour. That's why I was waiting so long to look at it, because I thought I was going to have to rewind it all the way back. Sorry. I misunderstood.
Responding to a lot of things. But in terms of like us filing things, we actually only asked for help with the stuff that was happening on Twitter. That was only like one time, and then we asked for sanctions. Beyond that, everything else was responding to them. So we weren't bringing things in. They would bring a declaration in, and then we would have to respond to it. We were forced to respond to something that they brought in. We would have never brought those in on our side. There was a lot of misinformation about how you have to not respond to things, or, you know, the relevant information. We knew what was being brought in was irrelevant, and it had nothing to do with jurisdiction. We knew that, and we argued that, and the court agreed with us.
Okay, he says it's a win for Katie in regards to they may not bother to file in Minnesota. And I have concrete info that could be detrimental to them. But we can't say publicly what that is. Is that like a fucking threat or what? Concrete info. I hope Salty got that screenshot. So they're pretty much threatening. He's pretty much threatening Tati's side if they dare file in Minnesota, huh? Sounds like a threat to me. That's pretty fucked up. No wonder she muted him, because he says all the wrong. He says, I think he would probably say worse things than Katie. Damn. Jeez. They might still be in contact with Clark Swanson then. Yeah. It's almost like blackmail. Yeah, that's weird. The Westbrooks want to talk, like the Westbrooks want to talk to Toad. Yeah, that's crazy. For real. And how relevant are Shane and Jeffrey to your alleged defamation, KJ? I know. It's so ridiculous. I take everything what they say with a grain of salt, because like, you never, I mean, you know, her whole response was supposed to be like groundbreaking, and everybody's view was going to change, and it was like a freaking recap of freaking Dramageddon 3. Guarantee the judge saw that. I was like, what the fuck? I'm going to add this back to the stream. I'm going to jump on to Mandapants' channel real quick. Is it this one? And do you know, like, what point? Exactly, Mary. Yeah. Yep. Do you guys know what, where this part is in here?
Hello, happy Friday, everybody.
Hour 20. That's, I mean, what's weird is Mandapants doesn't really talk about Katie that much anymore. So it's weird that Katie jumped in her chat.
They try to always do meconium, but sometimes they can't get the meconium. So
Wait, let me slow this down a little bit.
they'll do a urine test. If a child comes back positive when they're born, it means the mother was using within the last trimester, and that's concerning.
Okay, so she's talking about the whole home birthing thing with Katie that I didn't know anything about. What it sounds like.
You're already not being a protective parent if you're using illicit drugs while you're pregnant. So that in those kind of situations, yes, CPS is always involved. Did your experience in the system? Absolutely. My childhood is why I got the degree I did and work in that field. That is ultimately the only job I really want to work. That is where my passion lies. I like working with the community and helping to any degree, but my passion is with protection. It's with child protection. That's also where I.
Okay, so she said this is beyond disturbing.
Thrive the best because I would work 60, 70, 80 hour week.
If you have questions, why don't you send me a DM? I'm going to rewind it a little bit, you guys, so I know what Amanda said. Because I don't know what she said to make her say this is beyond disturbing. Dang it.
And be up like that. They try to always do meconium, but sometimes they can't get the meconium, so they'll do a urine test. If a child comes back positive.
Does this not have a damn transcript?
CPS takes custody away from a parent. What happens
No.
if they have another child to CPS? So one, it takes a lot for custody. It takes a lot for parents to not have custody anymore because even when children are removed, they still have their parental rights to their child. They may not have active custody of them, but they still have parental rights. That's when they're typically given a year, depends on the state, but in Florida, you're given a year to work with the ongoing services and work a case plan to better the family situation for whatever the cause of harm was to the child that put the child in imminent danger.
She's talking about CPS and how they handle cases. She was talking about a few inconsistencies with Katie and CPS, but never called her a liar. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
If new children are born, that does not mean CPS is automatically going to get involved. Typically, when you see stuff like that happen, and I know this is kind of stereotyping, but it's the truth, is with parents who abuse substances. Because every doctor, when a baby is born, does a meconium test, or they try to always do meconium, but sometimes they can't get the meconium, so they'll do a urine test. If a child comes back positive when they're born, it means the mother was using within the last trimester, and that's concerning. You're already not being a protective parent if you're using illicit drugs while you're pregnant. So that in those kind of situations, yes, CPS is always involved.
Claire says Mandapants has a lot of experience working with CPS cases and was coming from her own experiences versus KJ's depiction of the event. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Claire. Beauty Demon. Mandapants was literally CPS worker, so she's obviously knows, yeah. Yeah, if that's her expertise, can't really question what she's saying.
Did your experience in the system? Absolutely. My childhood is why I got the degree I did and work in that field. That is ultimately the only job I really want to work. That is where my passion lies. I like working with the community and helping to any degree, but my passion is with protection. It's with child protection. That's also where I thrive the best, because I would work 60, 70, 80-hour weeks and be up like that, ready to go, work 24-hour on-call shifts, and I was fine. Yeah, I saw that she was reporting on how much people were getting in their PPP loans. I don't know. I also, this is just a side note, whenever I was looking at, I tried to find the original article that she wrote that got the other article written where she was interviewed in relation to the free birthing mom. And I can't remember, it wasn't Pathos, but it was a different website. And it kind of listed not all, but a lot of her writings. And a lot of them had to deal with kind of bad parents. So I don't know if she feels she needs an outlet. I don't know. CPS workers didn't necessarily fail me. The whole system did. I mean, you're not, as a child, even in today, I know you hear of kids aging out of the system and being in foster care for a long time. You're not supposed to be in foster care for a long time. A few years happens here or there. I was in foster care for the first 10 years of my life. That's not supposed to happen.
Where did that comment come in again? Am I at the right spot? I think I am.
Oh, hi, Katie. I wasn't ignoring you. I'm just not up to the chat. I can't send you a DM. You have me blocked. You blocked me a while ago.
Why isn't the chat
And this is a
loading? Why isn't the chat loading?
Stream. It's not monetized yet, so sorry.
Hang on a second. The chat's not loading on this thing. Hang on. Let me try this. I hate it when the chat does that. I'm at 123. I'm going to go back into the video.
Blocked. You blocked me a while ago. And this is a live stream. It's not monetized yet, so sorry. I'm not going to have a conversation with you on live stream. I'm absolutely not. You're welcome to keep talking. These are my opinions from my experience. Just talking about stuff that you have put out there publicly. So if you want to correct anything, you can reach out to me in my DMs.
Katie literally put a live stream on her Katie Joy live channel about the CPS case. And she literally blasted recently on her Twitter about the police coming to her house because somebody filed a report. So if you're going to put that shit out there publicly, Katie, people are going to talk about it. She says, how dare you talk about whether CPS was at my house? Gross that you are monetizing. That's kind of the pot calling the kettle black there, because you fucking monetized that little girl, Sophie, her essay story. You saw dollar signs with that. You monetized that whole thing before you even flipped on that case. You can get super chats from this. Oh, come on. How much more money are you going to be are you going to make talking about my life? Oh my God. Katie's really going a little cray-cray on the internet right now. Wow.
I haven't gotten any super chats, Katie. Clearly, you're just coming in, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to talk here. But I am not even talking really about your son. I'm talking about the situation in general. And you might want to go back and watch this whole thing because I actually defend you quite a bit. And I never have said that you lied. So, again, I think you might want to actually watch the full stream before you want to come in here and say that I'm talking badly about you, because really what I'm talking about is how CPS works and maybe where some inconsistencies lied with some of the things that you said, but I never called you a liar.
I can't say that. I've called her a liar. Just being honest. She would have a heyday in my chat. Katie also said, if this is new to you guys, she goes, I am right here. I have no reason to lie. I thought you were talking about me. And then she said, gross. And then she said, you are so beyond gross. Wow.
And you are super mature. You are very, very mature, Katie. It's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. She can continue to talk. Okay. If you don't think there were any inconsistencies, then that's fine. Like I said, I'm not going to have a conversation with you over live stream. It's very unprofessional.
There are no inconsistencies. CPS was here. You are the one that has made tons dragging me. I'm pretty sure. I don't watch Mandapants. I've watched a couple videos of hers, just being honest, but I'm pretty sure she's probably one of the creators, one of the smaller channels that doesn't make a lot of videos on her. Yeah. Wait a minute. There's no videos on Katie. There's one. There's two. There's a video of her talking about CPS. There's three. That's in the last 2 months. 3 videos in the last 2 months. 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, so compared to some other channels, Mandapants is pretty calm and tame when it comes to like the subject of Katie Joy. So what the fuck is she talking about? Like, what is Katie talking about? Like,
I have not made tons of money dragging you. Like I said, I'm not going to continue to engage with you in my live stream. I'm trying to be polite and not hide you or block you because I don't feel that that is necessary. But I'm not going to continue to have this conversation with you on a live. You are welcome to reach out to me if you want.
you are the one that has made tons dragging me. I know there were no inconsistencies. There was no ABOSC found. No, it's not. Your channel became monetized off my name. Coming from the creator that doesn't watch other channels about videos about her. I think Manda struck a chord with something that she said, because I think Katie was probably silently watching this, and whatever Manda said rubbed her the wrong way, and she's literally going crazy in the chat. she doesn't even know. I mean, she obviously doesn't even know. Like, I literally just counted 4 videos in the past 2 months. That's fucking nothing. I can't stand it when people act like this, man. She makes money. Like, she makes a shit ton of money off the Duggar. She's made money off of Tati. She's made money off Amber. She's made money off of those one people that gave up their kid, Stoffers. I mean, she's made so much money off of so many people, and she has the nerve to come to like a smaller channel like this and like call her gross and all kinds of shit when she wasn't even being, Amanda wasn't even like being real negative about her at all. From what I've seen.
I can't reach out to you because you've blocked me.
She blocks everybody.
My channel did not become monetized off of you. Just so you know, my channel was monetized from Micah Stoffer. I had just barely started to talk about you when my channel was monetized.
Your channel became monetized off my name. If my son is off limits, why are you talking about CPS, suggesting there are lives? I have an email address. Cynthia P goes, oh, please, you are reaching without a crystal ball.
Katie, this is the last thing I'm going to say is I also have an email address. I also have DMs. You clearly need to stop and go back and watch what I said, because a lot of what I have said has actually been defending you and how you aren't a bad parent and how I don't think anything has been going on in your house. I was questioning little bits and pieces of things that you have said over the last few months that could be contradictory. And I'm clearing those up for people who may have concerns and clearing up any misinformation that could have been found in the inconsistencies that I saw. If you want to know what those particular inconsistencies are, you can either watch this back or you can reach out to me. I'm not going to reach out to you. You are somebody with 140,000 subscribers coming to a channel with 2,300 subscribers trying to tell me I'm doing something I'm not on my channel. This is what you say you don't like people doing to you. So I'm pointing out the hypocrisy with that right now with you. You are being a hypocrite in how you are handling yourself right now. So you can leave. And if you don't leave, I will hide you from my channel. And if you want to discuss things with me, you are welcome to. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I would have dropped her $20 for that. Oh, that was good. I mean, that was really fucking good. I want to read these chats. Oh, God. Let's see here. I have an email address. You messaged me when you were just starting, asking me how to improve your channel. Okay. And then she goes, why can't I engage in this chat? And then she says, are you not planting doubts? Are you not planting doubts about inconsistencies? And then she says, I am honest, though. I've been clear with my audience. Oh, come on. And then she says, no, I'm not. I love word puzzler specialist since JK or KJ suggested it. And then she says, I have no issues. That's funny. I literally, if I would have been in this chat, I probably would have dropped her $20 just for that, for what she responded with her on, because that was good. I'm welcome to be here.
You are absolutely welcome to be here, and I'm allowing you to be here, but I'm not going to allow you to come in here and tell me how I can run my channel. That's not how things work. You don't want people telling you how to run your channel. I don't want people telling me how to run mine. Half of what I've said.
Oh, Dottie, yeah,
just assume
Dottie.
that I'm talking negatively about you, and I'm not. Katie, everybody in this chat can see what you're saying and how you have antagonized and said that I'm gross and said that I'm making money off of this, which I'm not. People are now super chatting me to prove you wrong because you're coming in here with a larger platform doing what you say you hate people doing to you. I'm not a troll, sweetheart. I'm not one of your trolls. I haven't talked about you in months. So you can leave my channel or you can be respectful in being here.
Oh, that's so fun. That was so funny when she dropped her $20. I love that shit. I want to see the other chats that Katie put up there. She said, I didn't say anything. Oh my God, she's literally lying in the chat. I didn't say anything. I love that. I love that Dottie like dropped that 20 right there. I love that other one too. It's so funny. Everybody's like dropping her super chats. I said, why are you planting doubt about my life? Is she not even listening to what she is saying at all? And then she says, I don't have troll. Oh my God. It's so funny.
I appreciate all of you guys sending me super chats. You really don't need to.
Uncovering
We're doing it just
hypocrisy.
to prove a point. Feel free to like take it back. You are being respectful to a degree. You came into my chat and called me gross. You came into my chat insinuating I was talking about your son, when in actuality, I haven't talked about your son specifically at all. I've talked about the situation of CPS. That is it. That is it. If you maybe weren't reactionary and didn't just come on here assuming I was talking shit about you, this wouldn't be going on right now. Like, seriously. I mean, I'm giving her the opportunity to be here and be respectful in a chat. I am going to give her that opportunity because she deserves it just like I would deserve it anywhere that I went.
I know what happened at my house. I never called the police on a woman. That is so funny. People are like dropping
I didn't say you
super
called
chats.
police on a woman. I said you talked to somebody about how you got something involved.
That was someone else. The Daily Beast knew.
All right,
I was
so
not part of those people.
I am not going to address, Katie, this is me saying I'm not going to address you as far as any kind of conversation in my channel and what I'm doing here. If you want to be polite and engage in the chat, that's fine. I don't mind. If you start to be rude to myself or other people, I will kick you from my chat. If you want to talk to me about this video, please watch it, and then you are welcome to reach out to me because I don't have you blocked. I've never had you blocked. I'm not adding you to the video. I'm not doing my channel the way that other.
Oh my God. She wants her to add her to the video. Oh my God. She is literally, you guys, this lawsuit literally just got dismissed like not even a week ago. And look how she's behaving again. Wow.
Creators do their channel. I'm not having you come in here and bombard me and try and pressure me. If you want to DM me or email me, whatever you're comfortable with, and if you want us to sit on a live stream together and have this open conversation, we can. I'm not against that. I don't hate you. I have said that many times. If anything, I have come to bat for you quite a bit lately.
No, I did not call the police. I don't want to pressure you. Oh my God.
You know, I'm not on any kind of hate train. I know you may feel that way. I really do understand that. And I have sympathized with you and empathized with that fact quite a bit anytime I have talked about you recently. I don't know what to tell you other than I'm not going to be pressured. And I appreciate you saying you don't want to pressure me, but I am not going to just hop on a live.
I only know you for negative videos about me. Oh my God. She is such a walking contradiction, you guys. She says all the time that she doesn't watch videos about herself. And then she's literally in people's chats saying, oh, I know you make bad videos about me. I don't watch Emily Baker, but I've watched videos. Which isn't, man.
Stream this exact minute. If you want to do it in an hour or two, whether it's on your channel or my channel, or if you want to go to it, if you know a neutral third party, I'd be fine with that. Katie, I honestly would like
I wish
to have
she
a
would have let her.
conversation with you.
I almost wish she would have let her on because I really think she would have let her have it. What is wrong with her? Like, seriously, what is wrong with her?
Because I understand how some of my videos may be perceived as being negative. I don't think you watch my videos through because a lot of the times I actually do defend you in almost every video I have made about you. So I didn't say you had lied about CPS, and that's the last time I'm addressing you directly. I have other people in the chat. I'm trying to be respectful to you because I respect everybody on this platform. I appreciate you coming here and wanting to try and talk to me. I don't want to hash this out with creator to live chat, and I'm not going to add you to the stream at this point. I've been on for an hour and a half, and I was actually about to wrap up. So that's my invitation to you, Katie. If you want to sit down, I'm probably one of the few who can remain level-headed and really ask you questions and not put you on the spot. Just like you can do the same to me. If you want to ask me questions, I'd be open to that 100%. So that's up to you if you want to do that.
How can I show receipt? What?
All right. Does anybody have any other questions?
Oh my God,
Because
she is making
I am about
bank
to
on
end the chat.
this.
I don't want this to continue.
This is. I mean, she probably just made over $100 because Katie jumped in her chat. Oh, that backfired on Katie, didn't it? Oh my God.
I don't want you guys to get mad at Katie, and I don't want Katie to feel that she is being pressured in my live stream. I'm not going to have that narrative going around. So if anybody has questions in relation to CPS and how CPS works, please leave them down below. I'm going to give you guys like a minute or two, and then I am going to turn this off. And thank you, everybody, like I said, for the super chats. I really appreciate that.
I'm not being rude. I'm entering here. I have been honest about my experience with CPS. They accused my husband of punching my child. We had CPS in our home.
How that's probably frustrating to be on that side of the ball, Katie. I do. Okay, we're not going to.
The sheriff was here 2 days ago.
It's fine. It may take a little bit of time for it to buffer, but I am about to close it out. Katie, I really do want you to reach out to me because, and I don't want, hopefully in this interaction you have seen, I'm not here to target you or talk shit about you. This is how I always talk when I'm talking about you. I never said CPS wasn't at your house, and I will tell you what I talked about. If you don't want to watch this video back, I get that. It's an hour and a half. You probably don't have the time or don't want to take the time to listen to it. That's fine. I was just pointing out things since I have worked in CPS as an investigator. I have had questions on how you worded certain things about the closure of your case. But that is up to you. I put the offer out there.
Jeez.
Alrighty, guys. I don't see any other questions rolling in.
I'm not being the victim.
To have this conversation, I'm not going to continue to allow
always the victim
to go on in my chat any longer. I'm not going to be pressured to allow people to say I allowed Katie to be bullied in my chat because that's not my intention. And you guys have heard it all. You've seen it all in the chat. This will be up on replay. If anyone who makes it in replay gets this far, thank you guys for getting this far. I hope you guys all have a good rest.
Man, that was entertaining. Amanda handled herself really well. That was like hilarious. Everybody was dropping her super chats. Oh man, I can't believe she did that. Like, I literally can't believe she did that. That's nuts. Thank you, Azar. I don't know if I'm saying your name. Is it Azara or is it Azaria? Azaria. Girl, I'd be banning her after a few minutes of her having a meltdown in my own chat. She's like, I'm probably already demonetized. The longer she stays, the worse she gets. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate it a great deal. That's nuts, man. Wow. I have a feeling. Alabama, yeah. That was something else. Yeah, it was something else. That was interesting. I have a feeling that she's going to get worse over time. Like I really think Tati and Salty, if they're gonna refile, I would wait another week. Because if she was like this, not even a week after the dismissal came out, like, imagine what she's going to be like next week. Just saying. Like, she can't change. She'll never change. Remember when KJ tried to hijack John Yates? Oh, yeah, I remember that. She shows up when she feels like she could have an advantage of some sort. Yeah, she does. She sure does. I just don't understand, like, where she even came from on that stream with hers. And she didn't even, Amanda doesn't even make that many videos on her. It's just odd. Like, she just, like, appears out of nowhere. I don't know. Yeah, she's spiraling again. She was good and quiet for a bit. Yeah, she was. You are so right. I hope they are still watching all this mess. Yeah. In her head, this is her victory. Yeah. The refile is going to be so much sweeter after her showing her ass like she has. Yeah. Exactly. I think, I guarantee that's what they're doing right now, because I really don't think, like, my opinion, but I really don't think they're not going to not refile. They are going to refile. You got to check out her Twitter from today. Why did she write more today? All I seen was a bunch of David Dobrik stuff from today. Without a crystal ball is going to go crazy like John Cookian. Yeah, I heard stuff about John Cookian. Yeah, I don't know what her deal is. Like, this is just not smart at all. Behaving like she is. Thanks for playing that. I've heard several people talking about that today. And no problem. I'm glad I watched it. I wasn't expecting that, you guys. Like, I was expecting maybe her saying one or two things, but I wasn't expecting her to, like, go off in her chat at all. When you guys told me that, I figured she just dropped a comment and Amanda said something and then she maybe said a couple more things. I was not expecting that at all. I literally almost wish Amanda would have put her on, because I just think she would have ripped her a new one. I took nearly a month off of YouTube and KJ is still going through the same nasty stuff. Yeah. Yeah, she's got worse, it seems like, because the dismissal. I think she just thinks that she's off the hook, period, and she's not. I'm gonna have to get off here, you guys. I've been on here for like over 3 hours. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting a little tired, but that was so funny. That was, like, literally so funny. If Manda would have let KJ on, it would have emboldened her even more and made Manda look weak. That's why Manda offered to plan a live stream in an hour. Yeah, I understand that. But Manda was on a roll, you know. She was on a roll. Her responses were good. I get that, though, because, like, a big creator's coming in your chat and they're like, let me on. And I don't know what I would have responded to that, to be honest. Like, if she came in my chat, I really don't know how I would react to that. I really don't know. I might have done the same thing as Manda. Not let her on. Why does she care about what a 2.K channel says about her? It's amazing the insecurity she has. The whole KJ buys her subs kind of checks out in a way. Yeah, I don't know why. It's almost like she's trying to come at the channels that have been talking about her. I guarantee after that, I guarantee that's why she's like saying channels need to take their Lorianne videos down. The videos about Lorianne, they need to take those videos down. It's not about Lorianne. It's about her. She wants the videos off the internet. She don't give a shit about Lorianne. She doesn't give a shit about her. And I guarantee that's why she did that. Guarantee it is why she keeps talking about it. Because she wants the videos off the internet. Thank you, Green Eye Girl. I appreciate that. Yeah, we got through a lot of stuff. Everything went really smoothly for the most part. And yeah, I thought it was a good stream. I thought it was a really good stream. Let's see here. The cockroach comment, you can kill them by dropping powder on them, though. Tati knows powder. She does. She does. I wonder if KJ sent Manda a message. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. She did what she did, and then she's gonna move on to somebody else. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Thank you, Eileen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm not sure she has a conscience. I'm not sure she does either. At all. It's ridiculous. Why doesn't go to Creep Show? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. She won't go to Creep Show in a Creep Show chat because she knows Creep Show would tear her apart if she like tried to corner Creep Show. Period. I say that and then I get kicked out of StreamYard, you guys. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to get off here. I had a really fun time with you guys tonight. I appreciate you all watching for as long as you did. If you were here the whole stream, I commend you because that was a long stream. So yeah, thank you all so much for all the super chats that you dropped tonight and the new members. I appreciate you guys a ton. We will be doing another stream next Friday night, and maybe I will be doing a surprise one during the week next week somewhere. I did 2 this week, so you never know. So just keep your notifications on. Keep your notifications on. Make sure you hit that like button if you're still in here before you leave. And I will see you guys all soon. Bye, guys.